Down in the deep south, folks spin tales about the grand tapestry, an invisible weave holding our world together. They say the grand tapestry is torn by folks' sorrow, and these damaged threads give rise to those evil spirits called haints. But every great while a mighty storm brews. A powerful force, a weaver, gifted with the power to reach into the past and mend folks' deep wounds. Sail to midnight!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hey, Jim.
And Vanessa.
Hi, Jim.
Why are you guys so glum?
I miss Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, we're happy to see you too, but we miss Johnny. He's on his way. He's decided to walk back from wherever it was he went, but it's going to be slow going, but we do get the occasional telegraph from him that he is on his way back home.
To the Square Roots house. Stop. It's I, Johnny Brandon. Stop. Making my way back from the wilds. Stop. Fought a badger today. Took its skin. Stop. That's it.
That
That's
was the best
letters go.
Johnny impression I've ever heard.
It sounded exactly like him.
It was amazing.
It's
I thought he
supposed to
was
sound
here
like
for
a
a second.
telegraph, not like Johnny.
Well, it sounded like Johnny sending a telegraph. Stop.
Man, where did I leave off? This is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, except for this week, where we're not doing that at all, really.
Not even a little bit. You guys fought me for years about playing a Zelda game, and this is just a Zelda game.
What are you talking about?
It's just a
There's
Zelda
no
game.
Link. There's no chicken. There might be a chicken.
There's a Link.
There's
Her name
no,
is Sally. Fuck, I forgot the main character's
No.
name. Hazel.
How can you forget her
There's
name?
a Zelda.
They say
Her
it
name is
all the
Hazel's
time
mom.
in this game.
Yeah, everybody says it every 2 seconds.
There's a Ganon. Her name is Bunny.
Half the
That's
times when
true.
you click R3, it says Hazel.
Yeah. Hazel.
That's true.
Hazel.
But before well, I should say we're playing South of Midnight. This is episode 1 of the South of Midnight series, a truncated series. We're just giving Johnny some extra runway before he gets back into the daily grind that is the Square Roots podcast.
Is this going to turn into a 3-episode series?
It could
depends.
potentially.
Because I'm going to be busy this week.
It's definitely pacing that way. Maybe we just save 3 weeks. Why don't we just say 3 weeks?
We only
Who cares?
fell 1 chapter short of our goal this week. That's not bad.
Yeah, we're on track. And I think actually where we stopped is like chronologically.
The fuck are you trying to say right now?
Time-wise.
Chronologically?
Time-wise.
Did you say chronologically?
When it comes to time.
Clinically?
When it comes to ticking time, I think that this is about halfway through.
Okay. Like in the chronology of the game?
In the chronology of how long it takes to play the game.
I wonder
Oh, you think
how
we're
many
halfway through
hours-
playtime-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chronologically.
Okay, well, you know what? TBD. I guess we'll see how long this takes.
Matthew's got to move next weekend, so...
Yeah, that's a time suck.
Matthew's got to pack this weekend.
Should we... You know what? Let's just see what happens, guys.
Yeah, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure I can squeeze in
That's-
some gameplay this weekend. I'll get bored.
Remember back in the Halcyon days of the show, and we had such a devil-may-care attitude about how long our episodes were? Or like how many chunkers a game was?
Yeah. Maybe we need to go back to that. Maybe we've gotten too strict, too serious, too formatted, and not enough fun-matted. By which I mean, not having fun.
All the the guys at the top, the man is just trying to put us in little boxes, you know?
They are.
Trying to make us budget every second of our time all the time. Well, I refuse.
And we have to mention our sponsors like every 6 times.
Speaking of, you guys heard about the new Square Roots burger at McDonald's? No, we could never land McDonald's. Have you guys ever heard the new Square Roots burger at Carl's Jr.?
No, lower than that. We're a Sonic show.
I love Sonic. Give me a foot-long hot dog container that is filled with tater tots covered in cheese, please.
I used to work there, and those are just weird-looking, long, boiled dogs that sit in water all day.
You mean the best kind of dog?
It's gross.
There's gonna be a lot of cat noises behind me, not just tonight, pretty much from now on. There's no keeping the cat out. I can't get her to go away. I don't know what to do.
I think that people love cats, and the cat is the new 4th host of the show.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
nice.
Johnny.
Sorry, Johnny.
Subbing for Johnny. It's Dori.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of having fun,
what else do we do on the show? Nice transition.
Mm-hmm.
Time for what? Hot Gaming Goose?
Yeah, Vanessa has to sing the famous Hot Gaming Goose intro song.
Right. When your feathers are ruffled, when your beak is orange, when you've got those webbed feet. I shouldn't have tried to rhyme with orange. It's the Gaming Goose. Here comes the Gaming Goose. And he's hot.
Oh, he's a hot goose.
Well, it's Hot Gaming Goose.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought she meant like sexy.
I did.
Like, oh, okay. There's some Vanessa news in here. I don't know if you saw it, Vanessa. Fallout 4 remaster coming out next year, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is good. It's not as good as Fallout 5, but it's good.
Or Fallout 3.
Or
Did we play 4 or 3 recently? I can't remember. Didn't we do 1?
We played 3.
We did New Vegas originally, right? And then we did 3, so we haven't done 4?
We've not done 4.
No, we haven't done 4.
It would be fun to do 4, but I think the endings are boring.
You know, I liked 3, but it wasn't as good as New Vegas, and I feel like 4 won't be either, and that's just annoying. Like,
although 4 has built-in mod support like Skyrim did, and boy, howdy, are there some fun mods you can turn on for that game.
And it looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe. I've never seen a Bethesda game that looks nice.
It does have a mod where you can re-greenify the world, so you aren't just walking around in a brown wasteland.
That's fun. And this will be the first Fallout to hit a Nintendo console in the history of the world.
Wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I can see that. The originals were PC point-and-click games.
The other ones were console.
Yeah, but, you know, Nintendo's consoles are always... Feels like they're always a step behind. And yet they're still my favorite ones. Hey,
what else? Remedy... Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, actually, I wrote this one for you. You may...
Oh. Yeah, the CEO of Remedy Entertainment is stepping down after a particularly terrible launch of their most recent game, FBC Firebreak.
Yeah, I just don't understand the thinking behind... I mean, I guess I understand the thinking behind... Let's launch a fucking... What is it? It's like a looter shooter, right? Is that right? No. What do they call this? What do they call it?
It's like an extraction shooter?
Extraction shooter. Based on your popular franchise, but like... I can see the thinking behind it, and probably the thinking is live service games make money, but like 90% of them are failures, You're not that big or popular of a company. Like, come on.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a misstep. And like I played the game. Like I was in the closed like play test that they did on PC, and boy did I like not really enjoy it.
I downloaded it on Game Pass, I think, and didn't even bother playing it. I just don't care.
And the launch was really bad. Like they launched it, nobody liked it, and then they're like, "All right, we're gonna go," and they completely redid like the front half of the game, like the missions and the squads and all that. Like I guess they completely redid, but I guess it still didn't get people to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, typically, I think if you've got a big launch and people are complaining, it makes sense to put money in to keep those people around. But if you have a tiny launch and nobody cares, changing things doesn't bring in new players for the most part, right? I mean, I guess No Man's Sky managed to pull that off, but I feel like it had a pretty big launch and had a lot of hype up front. The Goose rates this a honk, is my opinion.
Oh.
Ooh, a sad honk?
No, like a dismissive honk. Honk.
Oh.
Oh.
You can't put out my favorite game of last year, Alan Wake 2, and then also put out this piece of shit.
Yeah. Maybe they can redeem themselves with the Max Payne remasters that are coming.
I mean, that should be easy enough. All it has to do is be a good remaster.
Yeah, those games are fun.
Control 2, I guess. I know, unpopular opinion. I didn't care for Control as much as everybody else. I wonder if I would enjoy it more now that I've played Alan Wake 2 and Quantum Break, and I'm more used to the terrible shooting controls of those games.
I would say maybe...
But how do you go from Max Payne with its amazing shooting controls that people raved about to Control and Alan Wake 2 with just the shittiest shooting controls ever?
Are they all on the same engine? Doesn't Remedy use like, is it Northlight or Torchlight, something like that? Isn't that their engine? I wonder if
Northlight sounds right. Torchlight's a game.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's Northlight. Like they have their own engine that they develop stuff on. I wonder if they use that for like Max Payne or if that was a new thing.
I don't know. And this is Hot Gaming Goose. We don't do research.
It's true.
All right, I got some Hot Gaming Goose.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive Elden Ring Tarnished Edition has been delayed to 2026. Wow, what a shocker.
Is that really an exclusive? If it's just a game that's already come out and you, I don't know, make a little DLC for it or something?
It's an exclusive edition.
They used to do that back in the game a lot, or in the day a lot. Do you remember that? They'd be like, oh, here's if you buy it for the PlayStation, you get this.
They still do that.
Cosmetic thing. And if you buy it for Xbox, you get that cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do. Now they call it a digital deluxe edition. So if you or a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of times that's how it's wrapped in now. What else?
That's it, man. I looked. I couldn't find anything else I was interested in. Mortal Kombat 2 got pushed again, but it got pushed up a week, and I was like, I don't remember what the date was anyway, so what the fuck do I care?
This is less news, more of just like an anecdote, but when I was like looking to see if there was any news that I could put in there that grabbed my attention. This wasn't necessarily I wanted to put something on there as news, but I did want to let Vanessa know that a headline I saw about an Outer Worlds 2 review did not read to me as positive.
Oh no.
I also saw something like that, and it said basically that it's not as good as the first one.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well, don't count it out yet, you know? Early reviews don't mean a lot. You don't know. Wait until I love that. I always post these in the Discord for games I'm interested in, but I love Reddit. Reddit's one of their game subs.
Oh, they're like review threads?
Yeah, the review threads where it'll have all as many outlets as they can, they update it throughout the day, all the outlets and their review score and a blurb from the review. I always find that pretty interesting. The one for Vampire the Masquerade 2 was great because you could see I feel like it's a great way to compare and contrast. Like, everybody kind of agrees, like, well, the gameplay kind of sucks and it's kind of janky. But then you get people that are like, but the story's good, and overall, I really liked it. And you get people that are like, that can only really focus on the negatives. And I think it gives you a better idea of, what to expect. For example, I think Vanessa is going to love Vampire the Masquerade 2 Bloodlines.
I very well might. It has a lot of things I love. It has
Vampires.
It's set in Seattle.
Has a masquerade.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it
I bet
has
there's
a masquerade.
bloodlines.
It has bloodlines. Yeah, it's got everything.
Here's some real hot gaming Goose, because I don't have like an article to back this up, but boy, is Bobby Kotick the guy from Xbox? Is that right? Bobby Kotick?
Bobby Kotick. Sounds like a old Egyptian pharaoh. Bobby Kotick.
Whatever. The head of Xbox has been saying some real stupid shit lately.
Oh, no. Bobby Kotick is Activision. Isn't Phil Spencer Xbox?
Maybe.
What did he say?
Just a lot of stupid shit. In fact, let me roll this into this. Y'all hear that Xbox Rogue Ally came out?
Yeah.
It doesn't play Xbox games.
What?
It streams them.
It streams
What?
Xbox games that are available on Game Pass and like PC only. So if you've got some Xbox game that you're really looking forward to coming out that's not like a Game Pass game and already going to be baked into the system, you will not be able to play it on this fucking thing. Like, what is this? What is Xbox's problem? And why are they dropping the ball so hard?
Did you hear their announcement about their next console? They said it was kind of like a non-admission, but they're like, should we make another console? It's going to be like a super high-end experience, and they said estimated in like the $1,200 to $1,300 range.
It's just,
so
I'll stick to my Switch. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is, they just learn the wrong lesson every single time. They thought that they could come in cheaper than the PlayStation and run the show. And I mean, I get the thinking behind that, but it backfired. Like, the Xbox has sold, I think, less than a third that the PlayStation 5 has sold.
Really?
Number of units. And let's not even talk about the Switch or the Switch 2. But so now they're thinking like, oh, so we can charge a lot of money and that'll be fine. So now they're saying like, yeah, we'll sell $1,000 Xbox and people will buy it. No, they won't. You need to do something interesting with your console. I don't know what else to say. Making it a live service for games, not going to work.
Fucking games.
Yeah, how about get some good games?
Get some good games on it. Just get some games.
Speaking of some good games, some good exclusives, South of Midnight. But also, kind of a janky mess. Not something that's going to sell consoles, that's for sure. I like it. We're going to talk about it soon.
Yeah.
But like, come on. Let these fucking games cook. Make good games. I don't know. Xbox stabbing themselves in the foot over and over and over again. Xbox used to mean something, man.
Did it? Because, well, I'm thinking about like when the 360 came out, it was buggy AF. Do you remember that? It like ringed itself to death every 5 minutes.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. Yeah, I think like on average people had like, if you were committed to the Xbox, you had at least 2, if not 3, 360s over the lifespan of that console.
I never got red ring. I never got a red ring of death.
Oh, really? I did.
Neither did I, but
times.
I came to it a bit late.
Anyway,
I
I definitely had like a year later version, but they were still red ringing, and mine just never did it, which is great. Okay. Any other hot gaming, Goose?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think we heated it up as much as it could be heated.
I think we're getting into like slow news, you know? We're getting towards the holidays. News cycle slowing down. People are looking forward to 2026 rather than meeting 2025 deadlines.
Yeah. I mean, that's why this is the gaming gossip section and not the gaming news section. We can just talk about whatever we want. Xbox, stupid, bad, dumb.
Yeah, that's true.
That's our gossip.
Here's the gossip. I heard Johnny bought a Switch too. Fuck. He beat me to it.
You scooped his
He
story.
did. Yeah, he did. He got one.
He's been playing Mario Kart and everything. I'm very jealous. On his way back from the tundra.
Canadian
He
Wild.
needed something to do on his long walk.
All right, well...
That's actually how we ended up in the wilderness. He just started walking and was playing his Switch 2 at the same time and looked up and he was in the woods. Now he's making his way back. What do we do now?
have bad allergies.
What we do now is what this game, what your history with this game, why are we playing this game? What's the deal?
Yeah, so after finishing Final Fantasy V, a series that John started with us, due to circumstances outside of our control, Johnny was unable to finish the series. And as a result of those circumstances, Johnny was not going to be able to begin the next scheduled game, Winner of the Last Vote, which is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. So in order to give Johnny some buffer time, because I think we're all really looking forward to playing Paper Mario, and we don't want to do it without Johnny, we thought, hey, let's stick a game here in between, one that's fun and it's got some stuff to talk about, and that's why we chose South of Midnight, and one that was readily available to all of us. This game is on Game Pass. So we decided to play South of Midnight.
I can't deny anything you said. It all sounded accurate to me.
Good. I said it very confidently, so that's what... I hope that helped.
Yeah, it absolutely did. I mean, even if you were lying, just your natural presence and charisma and status as a white man made me believe you.
Good.
Have any of you played South of Midnight before?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think Jim played it first and I played it shortly thereafter. Or maybe we played it sort of simultaneously when it came out.
Yeah, I picked it up on, I think, like the day it came out, and I downloaded it because it had looked really neat. The trailers looked really cool. So I got it and I kind of latched onto it pretty quickly and played all the way through it in, I don't know, a weekish.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing. I really enjoyed it. I liked the storytelling. I liked the setting. I found it very unique. I liked the protagonist. It's not the kind of game I usually play. It has a little more platforming and more, I don't know what the term is for like a enclosed encounter. You sort of run into an enemy and it creates a little arena for you to fight in.
Yeah,
and
waves of
then you can-
enemies.
Oh, yeah.
But I found this one pretty accessible, which I appreciated. Even though I'm bad at video games. Pro gamer.
Well, so you have both already played this game. I downloaded it when you two played it because you made it sound so great and never played it. So that makes me a little baby duck. Quack.
Little baby duck face.
Nope. No. No.
Oh,
I'm
me.
very intentionally.
Little baby duck
damn it.
face. Quack, quack. I'm just a little baby duck. Quack, quack.
So I'm new to this game. I assume we're all playing it on the Xbox. It's exclusive, right? Or is it on the PlayStation now, like so many other Xbox games? Xbox, we can't make money on our own consoles. PlayStation, here we come.
I think it's exclusive, but let me verify that.
Yeah, you can play it on PC, maybe? Maybe that's the
It
case
is.
with
I mean,
all
it's on
Xbox
Game Pass.
exclusives.
You can get it on Game Pass. Yeah, it's on Windows and Xbox, so it's an exclusive to the Xbox platform.
Okay, so I think we're all playing it on Xbox or PC, and I don't know. I don't think there's much else to say about that. It's a relatively new game, so before we dive into the quest log, why don't we talk about our streams? Or do we want to dive into the minutia of the game? Like, who's the developer? Who wrote this game? Who directed it?
Oh, I know
Who's
that.
the developer who wrote this game?
What other games did they
Why was it so
make?
controversial?
Why was it controversial?
This
It's just a fucking game.
this ga-
It's a normal ass
this game
game.
was-
We're just normal games.
This game was developed by Compulsion Games,
Whoa.
who also made We Happy Few. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys remember that game.
Yeah, I remember the name.
I do.
Never played
I
it.
never played it, but I was always interested in it.
I felt the same way. It always looked neat, but I never actually played it.
I
But
think
yeah,
I
why
actually
was this
wound
game
up watching-
controversial?
Because it stars a black woman, and that's illegal.
because there's a black woman in it.
Who didn't like that?
White
Men?
supremacists.
Yep,
And men.
Nazis.
And a lot of men. Nazis, yeah, pretty much Nazis.
You know what? I don't give a fuck what those people think.
Oh,
Not only do I not give a fuck what they think, I actively go out of my way to avoid their opinions on things. You know what I mean? I know they're running the government right now, so that's difficult, but I still try. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Your brain's bad.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
You're stupid.
Sorry that I'm having fun with a fun video game.
Yeah, Hazel, by the way, spoiler alert, great protagonist too. I think she's really neat.
Yeah, I like Hazel.
Yeah.
Hazel Flood is a terrible name. Hazel, fine. Last name Flood, get fucked. I don't know. It bothers me.
I agree with you that it is a little corny, but also I love hearing the characters say it in the accent that they have. Hazel Flood. I love that.
There's a lot of great accents in this game.
Yeah. Basically, every time the catfish talks, I never want him to stop.
I love the catfish.
please.
All right, so we're getting
Please-
into game
please
chat.
keep
We
talking.
might as
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
let's do our stream plugs and then dive into the quest log.
Yeah, let's talk about our Square Root streams. Matt and I, in the midst of a hot, intense, stressful, laborious playthrough of Shadow Hearts,
Yeah, I mean, I've only been on one of 3 episodes, so
a game that everybody loves.
it's pretty fun to
and-
watch if it looks miserable to me to play. I'm glad you're streaming it so that we don't have to do it on the show.
It's actually really fun and it's really easy. So that's neat. I've also done a bunch of horror game streams. I recently played, what was it called? Room 205. It's a Chinese horror game about a haunted temporary stay apartment room.
I must have missed that one. You convinced me to watch your
Um,
stream of
Oh man, we got to talk about Fears to Fathom.
Fears to Fathom, and it was legitimately one of the most boring fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
I loved it.
The only entertainment that I got out of that was you acting like the biggest weirdo on earth about the guy friend.
Mike was a threatening freak.
Was he? Because the way the game laid out the story was that this is an old friend that she had slept with at least once, and she chose to go on a vacation with to a cabin. And you treated it the whole time as if he was like an unwanted participant in this vacation.
He was making it weird.
You were making it weird. How did
He
you
was
get a
making it weird.
girlfriend? That's what I want to know.
Jim hated this guy from the get-go.
He was a freak. Those awkward phone conversations.
He
the
said
fact
2
that he
words, and you were
made
like,
me-
"Oh, phone calls." You're such a fucking
He
millennial. Text
He
me.
made me play hide and seek with him. In
Okay,
the house.
okay,
He made me
you
go
got me
fishing
there.
with him in the snowy dark.
Okay, fishing's
where
fine.
he could easily have drowned me.
The hide and seek was
weird.
exceptionally weird. At that point, it
Two
felt like the
adults
game was trying to
alone
heighten the
playing hide and
tension.
seek.
It felt like the game was trying to heighten the tension, but had a plot it was trying to explain what these are. What is a fear from Fathom? Is that what it's called?
The game series is called Fears to Fathom, and what they say,
Stupid name.
I have not
awful fucking name.
I have not researched this. I cannot verify this, but what they claim is that these games are adapted from stories that people submit to the developer, and then if there's one that he particularly likes, he adapts the game and then includes narration from the person who wrote in.
Dear video game, I never thought this would happen to me. That kind of thing,
so
right?
I ended up in this Airbnb with my college flame mic. But yeah, the games are like kind of job simulator, or I don't know about job. Well, the one I played in the Lookout was kind of a job simulator a little bit. But they always have there's like recurring elements to them. One is like cooking something. They're pissing in a toilet is something that's for some reason in every single one of these games. If you're a male standing up, you can
very clearly a fetish on the part of the fucking developer.
Yeah. And there's, I think, usually a pretty difficult chase scene at the end. I think those are all hallmarks of the Fears to Fathom series.
Yeah, they seem to be.
But yeah, fun series. There's a couple episodes of that up. And yeah, a few other things. I'll probably stream 2 or 3 more before the end of the month, before Halloween hits. Matt, tell us about Bears in Games Neo.
Hey, our friend Johnny has a YouTube channel called Bears in Games Neo, where he posts a variety of video series about video games. For example, Kubert Opens World is about, as Johnny puts it, open world drivey shooty games. He is attempting to play every single one, an insane endeavor. He also has a series on history of queer gaming and a variety of other topics. They are great videos that I love watching, and I can't wait for the next one. I don't think he's announced what it is, as well as some shorts if you're in the TikTok crowd or whatever, and you can only stand 10 seconds of video or whatever. But go check it out. Give Johnny a like and subscribe on his channel. Give him a subscription on his channel. Get a like on his I did it bad. Somebody else do it. Do it good.
Just go visit his channel and do all the things.
Yeah, do the things.
Yeah. Hit the buttons.
They're great. I say this every week, but, Johnny, he talks about games, sometimes games that I could not care less about, that I still find very enthralling to watch 2-hour videos about. So, I don't know how to give something higher praise than that. Sometimes he dives into the history of the era or of the particular franchise or property. For example, his Simpsons Hit and Run video was extremely interesting, and spent, like an hour talking about the history of the Simpsons. And you should check him out for sure. Go to YouTube, type in Bears in Games Neo, hit search, locate the channel, hit subscribe. Go to videos, like every video. Send him a creepy message about how you like his videos.
I like every video.
That's it. Those are our plugs, our Wednesday night stream. Everybody loves it. Jim, you had like 14 people at one point last night watching your video, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
Hey, man, most streamers out there get 0 to 1 people watching at best. So 14 may not be 25 million and pulling us in the big YouTube bucks, but it's not nothing. And we are live actively in the chat, chit-chatting with our listeners, with our viewers, and I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I usually don't go on stream, though I do sometimes, but I almost always come to the chat for a little bit.
Yeah, and I will say for me personally, just playing a game and chit-chatting, it's a pretty fun way to spend a couple hours when I don't have anything to do.
I had fun during your last stream when you had walked away to turn off your pressure cooker, rallying the chat into convincing you there was a spider in your room.
Yeah, they were telling me that it had crawled into my soda can while I had stepped away, and that was a terrifying thought.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun for me.
Jim opened a fresh drink. He was so terrified.
I did.
All right, that's enough streams,
Shook
gang. It's time for the quest log. Gimme the game because I wanna play it.
So this game opens with some pretty cool. Is this CGI or stop motion? Is this
It's got to be CGI. It's CGI. It's graphics mimicking stop motion, but it looks good.
Yeah, it looks super great. It shows Hazel coming up on a shack in the swamp, and we see a little doll guy who we come to know as Crouton. And we see her pick up a book, and the book is, oh my gosh, it's the title of the game.
South
Can you believe that?
Midnight.
South of Midnight is a weird fucking name for this game. Nothing that I have seen in the first half of the game has had anything to do with the direction south or midnight. It doesn't take place at night. It's not about traveling
It does
south.
take place in the South.
It does take place in the South.
I guess it does take place in the South.
The
I don't
American
know.
South, to be
It
specific.
still does not seem
Yeah.
to have fucking anything to do with the game. It feels like a title that a workshop came up with. What do people like? Kids today like secrets and wars. So we're going to write a series called Secret Wars. South of Midnight.
I do
They
think
like,
it's evocative of the tone of the game, though. You know,
What?
like it's kind
Yeah.
of a spooky game. It's set in the South.
I think Midnight does evoke like supernatural stuff. There's definitely that in this game.
You guys are doing a lot more work than that title is.
We're barely doing any work.
Yeah.
You are
is
bending over backwards to do the work
I mean,
that the
the
title
kids-
fails to do. Okay?
The kids in Are You Afraid of the Dark were called the Midnight Society. You know, it's that kind of vibe.
But the show was called Are You Afraid of the Dark? A fantastic title.
Is it?
Yes.
Pretty
Not all
long.
the episodes were about it being dark.
It's a
Is that
great
what the
title.
episodes were
That's
about?
evocative.
It was
Are
all-
you afraid
it was
of
just
the
kids
dark?
hanging out in the dark and it's saying if they're afraid or not.
Yeah.
By your own reasoning, this is a bad title then. Okay? By the things the two of you just said, because South of Midnight evokes nothing about this game. It is about walking around in the daytime in a flooded town.
I don't think that Jim and I should be held to the things that we say. That's an unfair standard.
All right.
Yeah.
I apologize, Mr. Trump. Moving on.
Let's see what else. Oh, we get a prologue. I guess the stop motion animation takes place like when the game opens, like before you get to the title screen. But then
this
we get
game
like
loves giving you a recap of either the things you're about to do or the things you just did.
Yeah, it does do that.
Not
a
in
lot.
a good way. It's not a positive thing.
So we hit new game and we get what is the first of many little storybook vignettes, little storybook animations. And
Very well,
this
very
one-
beautifully animated. They look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
cute
one in
little
particular-
2D animation.
Yeah. This one in particular is really neat. It talks about something called the Grand Tapestry, and that when a person sorrows, Vanessa actually explained this in her opening, but when a person's tears and sorrows get to be so deep, or from wounds that have cut so deep it starts to hurt the land. And so it takes a weaver and it to kind of repair this wound in the fabric of the universe. And these wounds spawn things called haints, which are like evil spirits.
The first time I played this, I had not seen Sinners. This time I have seen Sinners and big Sinners vibes from this kind of mythology.
They even mention Haints a couple times in the movie Sinners. When I think it's Stack gets attacked and turned into a vampire. I can't remember the character's name, but the one who's into all the hoodoo stuff. She
thinks
actually said
first,
she thinks it's a Haint. Yeah.
Also, spoilers for Sinners, I guess.
Yeah.
Bleep that.
So yeah, we learn about Haints, we learn about the Grand Tapestry, and we learn about Weavers. They say that Weavers are like special people who can see strands and see the Grand Tapestry, and that they're capable of reaching back in time to heal these old wounds that are causing these knots in the tapestry. And that's where the game opens. We transition to chapter 1, and this is called The Flood. We open with our protagonist Hazel Flood about to argue with her mom.
Yeah. Because she's a little brat. I don't think
She is kind of like
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I don't think she's quite a teenager, or if she is, she's like 18, 19, something like that.
I thought I was reading it as like maybe like a year out of high school, or like a senior in high school, maybe. Because they do mention when her mom gets there and they're talking about packing. By the way, there's a big storm happening outside. There's a hurricane moving in, and they are under an evacuation order. So Hazel's particularly disturbed because her mom has kind of left her alone to pack up herself while she finishes her business downtown. Her mom was a social worker for their city or their county.
Yeah, and I think Hazel's a little resentful that her mom has left her by herself.
Yeah.
It's odd that they're packing are they packing up for the hurricane? Are they moving?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening
No,
here.
I think they're just packing like a go box of their most important stuff.
Yeah.
But they decided to wait until the hurricane is on top of them to go? That's not how that works.
They were waiting on Hazel's mom.
You typically are going to leave like a few days beforehand, not 20 minutes before the hurricane arrives. Not 2 hours before the hurricane arrives. At that point, you're just stuck in your car with a hurricane on top of you.
Maybe they didn't have a sophisticated warning system.
Yeah, fucking Doge, man.
Is this game set in the 1920s? I don't understand.
I don't believe that it is.
Yeah, this is actually a good tangent. Can we talk about the potential like infrastructure problems that this county might be having? What do you think their tax base looks like?
Things look real bad there in general.
Yeah.
Bunny's the only person that has any money in this county.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny's got the money.
Bunny got that hog farm.
That's why they call her Bunny Money. Money Bunny? Would Money Bunny be better? Do you like that more?
I do.
I like that more. I think the reason why I thought she was in high school is because her mom insists that she take her track shoes with her.
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
they
true.
were really expensive. So I was like, is she still like on a track team?
Yeah, so maybe she is a senior.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. That's what I got from it. Anyways, we kind of get into a little argument with our mom, and we kind of leave the house, decide we're going to go check on our neighbors. Down the street, we've got Bo, who is like just a cool party dude who lives with his dog and is not concerned about the storm at all.
He does offer Hazel alcohol, so maybe that's why I thought she was a little bit older. But maybe he's just an unscrupulous gentleman.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. Mm-hmm. And then across the street, we go to check on our other neighbor, and this is Mrs. Pearl. Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Pearl lives in a nice little house. I don't know if you guys noticed what was on her windowsill. I said mantle in the nose, but her windowsill. Did you guys see what was there?
I don't think so.
She has little glass figurines, and each one corresponds to one of the like bosses in the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw a little Hug and Molly, and there's the other ones. It's pretty
Tom?
neat. Like playing, yeah. There's a Two-Toe Tom. It was pretty neat seeing that sitting there, like after playing the game once.
Mm.
Let's see. So we go back home, and the floodwaters have risen. Well, we're about to.
We don't.
We're on our way.
Yeah, we turn around to go back home, and then we see our house wash away.
Yeah. It's not a trailer, but it does look like a modular
I think it's a trailer.
housing.
Yeah, like a manufactured home.
Yeah, but it's like up on
yeah.
little sticks.
Yeah. What do they call those? Stilts?
Yeah, stilts. It's a raised house.
Yeah. But it washes away.
Yeah, and Hazel immediately takes off because her mom's in there and chases the house.
This is an insane thing to do.
It is, but I think she's just acting out of emotion.
I like the magical realism vibe of this, though. Like, there's I don't know, like your house being whisked away by a natural disaster is very like Wizard of Oz-esque.
It is,
which is kind of like what happens to Hazel, you know?
Because the house mostly seems to be intact and floating along.
Yeah, it's like it's all one piece. We see it like drifting down the river as we chase it. So yeah, we follow. This is where we're kind of introduced to some of the like platform mechanics in the game. There's right now we have a jump. There's a run, but we can tell there's I think it's pretty obvious from the jump that there's going to be a lot of platforming in this game.
Yeah, I like platforming. I'm pro platform. I'm on the
Yeah, me too.
I am on the pro platform. I think it's fun. So I like this. Yeah. You run, you jump,
Yeah, it's fun.
you roll, you rock.
Oh yeah, we do some climbing. There's a couple climbing sections.
I can't keep my mouth shut anymore. I don't know what is over Vanessa's shoulder, but it looks like a gun. Vanessa, do you have a gun?
It's a grabby. It's
my grabby. It's my grabby from when I was so injured, my grabbing hook.
Do you still use it?
Yes, because I can, from my bed, reach the thing, the dangly thing on my ceiling fan and turn it up or down without getting out of bed.
That's actually a really good use of a tool like that.
Yeah. That's what I do with that.
All right. Well, Vanessa has put her gun away, so I guess we can continue with the show. We chase a trailer being fucking washed away by a hurricane. The wind is so strong that signs are being ripped off of the ground. Houses and trucks are being blown around. Why is Hazel not flung into the sky?
Well, at one point, as we're running, we need to like cross a river or a creek or something, and we actually fall into
called a crick.
Crick. Yeah, crick. Mm-hmm. We fall into the water, and we're instantly like zapped back to the start. And she's like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, she's like,
yeah,
what
that's
is
right.
That? That's weird. That's not something that usually happened to me, Hazel Flood.
This is going to continue to happen throughout the game, actually, and I just want to say, fuck you, game. I can't fall in the water. I bet Hazel can swim. I bet you can.
Has there ever been a satisfying swimming mechanic in a game?
I don't care if it's satisfying. It's more satisfying than, oops, you died. Take a fucking hit to your health and get dropped back on land.
At least I'm used to that.
and
yes, there has, Jim.
Sorry,
clearly, you haven't played Echo the Dolphin.
It's a way to create a boundary in your level without it being an invisible wall, I guess. Water is very useful for that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for explaining that to me. I didn't understand why they did it.
Well, you're welcome.
Jesus.
You know, it's not just you I talk to, it's the listener. Maybe I think listener's stupid.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. You're condescending to the listeners, not to me.
Not only to you.
Yeah, not only to you. Also to listener.
Yeah.
Hi, listener.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but as we're chasing the trailer, we see lightning flash, and we see what looks to be a giant mountain-sized spider in the distance.
Oh, yeah.
That was scary.
Pretty cool.
Pretty spooky.
Did
Can't
it
wait for
freak
that
you out
terrible
the first
boss
time you
fight.
played this, Jim?
What, Vanessa?
Did the spider freak you out the first time you played it? Were you like, oh, I don't know if I can play this
Yeah,
game
actually,
after all?
like, it might sound like I'm exaggerating, but just like the silhouette of a spider freaks me out. It's the legs.
Oh,
I
really?
think.
What's
like
that behind you then?
Shut up. But like I said on stream when you guys were like trying to bully me, is that you put spider legs on anything and it becomes a terrifying
Instantly
monster.
cool.
Instantly terrifying.
Super rad.
Let's see. So we try to run through town to get help, but like everything's being blown away and there's nobody there. So we make the decision we're going to go find Bunny. Bunny is our paternal grandmother. And it's not necessarily fully explained, but it's alluded to that we do not have our family being Hazel and her mom, do not have a great relationship with the Flood side of the family.
Yeah, it seems like Hazel's dad is dead, and I think the way that they allude to it is by asking, like, has Bunny, your grandmother, ever come to visit you? And Hazel's kind of like, no.
No. But Hazel wanted to go to Bunny's house when this storm was approaching. That's kind of what
Because
she
she
was
lives
arguing
way
with
up
her
on a
mom
hill,
about.
and she's got a big, fat rich person house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hazel sort of thinks, well, she'll definitely take us in because we're family, and that's what family does.
Her mom's not so sure about that, though.
Yeah, but her mom's also kind of cagey. Her mom doesn't really tell her anything about why she doesn't want to go talk to Bunny. She's just like, it's not going to happen. Forget it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
I
we
don't
get
think
to
is
Bunny's
great
house.
parenting.
We get to Bunny's house, and Bunny is immediately pretty receptive, I think. But as we explain what we saw, her behavior becomes a little suspicious. We tell her about the big monster that we saw. We don't tell her what we saw, but we said we saw like a big creature. And she immediately becomes like, oh. But then she's like, oh, it must have just been your imagination.
Yeah.
And then she sets Hazel down, and Hazel's so exhausted she immediately falls asleep.
Poor little Hazel.
We get a dream sequence.
okay.
I don't know how you guys feel about. I feel like the narrative, I don't know that I like a dream sequence. I guess.
Yeah,
is what I'm
I
saying.
don't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
I have no
But-
strong feelings about dream sequences. I don't think so.
But this is interesting because it does set up a little bit of a mystery. The first thing that we see in our dream sequence is like an old timey cart being pulled by a giant boar, and the man tending it turns around and seems to notice us in our own dream,
That's
and
creepy.
says,
I like the
"That is
boar."
very interesting that you're here." Yeah, the boar's cool looking. We see another vision of our mom. And it's her like waving to us right before the house gets taken away by the floodwaters. See another vision of the mom kind of waving to us, and then I think what I assume is like right before the flood took it away, but her not being on the porch. I don't know what this one was.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
Yeah, and then we see one of like our mom seemingly like floating in the water, like in the river. But then we see her being plucked out by long clawed fingies, giant claws. Pluck. And she gets yeeted right out of the water, or yoinked right out of the water, not yeeted. That was a
Yeet is
yoink.
to make go away, to yoink is to make come to you.
That is correct. And we wake up the next morning and decide that we are going to go to where the river bends and the house probably washed up and see if we can find our mom.
Yeah.
But also, Bunny has locked us in our room.
Hey, yeah, that's cool.
That's a little weird.
Hmm. This next chapter is basically like a gameplay / combat tutorial. We learn that we can press R3 to see the strands of reality. These strands will always point us in the direction of our objective.
This is really handy if you are like me and have to always explore every inch of the map, because you can hit R3 and it says go left, and you can say, I think I'll go right.
Yeah, that is very handy. I think of it as like the Dead Space mechanic. Like Dead Space had that where you could press a button and it would tell you like exactly where to go.
Fable 3 tried to do this with its like breadcrumb trail, except for it was always there. And this is just a better way to do it.
Yeah.
People got mad at Fable 3 too because it sort of kills the spirit of exploration if it's always there.
Yeah.
You could turn it off though, which I did. So like, what's your problem?
I don't have a problem. I'm just saying what people said.
Okay.
All right.
You don't have to yell at me. Jeez.
So the reason why I bring that up is because we find
away.
ourselves locked. We find ourselves locked in our bedroom or this room at Bunny's house, and we use the strands point us out the window. We do some light platforming around Bunny's house. We make it into her room. We find her secret room, which she has like a supervillain secret room with a bunch of weird stuff in it, and we find these hooks.
They sort of sing to us.
Yes, yeah, they do say that the hooks sing to weavers. And guys, these are weapons for the game. Game weapons.
I think this is kind of cool.
Yeah, they're
Like
cool
fighting
hooks
with
that you can
sewing
use to
hooks?
stab
Or knitting
people.
hooks?
And like knitting hooks. What?
I mean, isn't that what they are? Like knitting hooks? Weaving hooks?
That's what I saw them as.
Crochet hooks?
Crochet hooks, yeah. But we use them offensively.
I thought they were like meat hooks.
No way, man. This game's feminine. It's crochet hooks.
We also, through the course of this level, which throughout this level we are making our way towards where we think our mom's trailer has washed up. On the way there, we do learn about how combat works. It's pretty kind of standard, I guess, like third-person action combat. There's a dodge mechanic. There is a perfect dodge mechanic where you can open up enemies to like more damaging attacks. There's kind of like some light spell casting with an item that we'll get in the next chapter, but we'll get in this chapter actually. But yeah, we learn a little bit more about weavers. We see like echoes of the last weaver, whose name is Mahalia, and she worked on the Underground Railroad, freeing slaves.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to come back? Are we going to like see ghosts that we follow down paths throughout this game? Or is this a random thing they jammed into the beginning of the game that never gets referenced again?
I don't think this is the only time. I don't remember
far,
specifically when it comes back.
It's very weird
but
to
I
me.
think it does.
I don't know if I'd call it random, though. I mean, the game is sort of about generational trauma and echoes, and that's a big echo.
It's also an interesting way to show how the platforming mechanics work.
Haven't finished the game, obviously, only about halfway through the game. Have not seen another ghost yet. It's very strange to me. At first I was like, this is fine. And then it never came back.
How many ghosts do you need to see?
That would make the game as scary, Matt. Are you trying to be scared? How many ghosts do you need?
13.
You guys are a couple of contrarians. I can't speak without having somebody immediately disagree with me. It's the opposite of a yes and style show. It's actually.
That conflict. It's that conflict that our listeners love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. They like it when Matt goes, "Ah, wah, wah, wah."
And then we do the opposite.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of it for this chapter.
Yeah. All right. Next
get...
week on Square Roots.
No, chapter, not chunker.
Oh,
yeah. We get to the end of
sorry,
this
I
and
knowed
we
you
run.
again.
There's at one point.
Actually.
This was like kind of like one of those loading squeezes, but I think it might have been like us like transitioning into more of this like magical world. But we come to this like threshold where we just see like a wall of light and then we walk through it. And then after we walk through it, this is when we find Mr. Catfish.
I love Mr.
He's
Catfish.
The best.
Catfish is cool.
We love Catfish.
Speaking of Catfish, Chapter 3 is called A Big Fish.
Should give a shout out to Walt Roberts, voice of Catfish. You may know him from a whole bunch of other things where he played like rancher or marine or rancher
like
or
what?
cop.
Would I recognize anything?
Let's see. He was in that Walker Texas Ranger reboot they did with Jared Padalecki.
Oh.
He was in Accidental Texan. He was in, let's see what else here. Dakota's Summer, Parkland, The Magnificent Dead. And he was a composer for Texas Agricultural Matters, which was commissioned by Sid Miller.
Wow, multi-talented.
I believe he's an authentic Texas gentleman.
Ah, he's also a big old catfish.
He's a big old catfish. And
who
he's
has
stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck. As he tells it, snatched out of the water by this giant tree man.
What? That's crazy, Catfish.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
You're
any
crazy.
sense. How can you be a tree man?
He's in the grip of a big wooden tree man.
Can we talk a little bit about what he looks like? Because this catfish design is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really neat. It looks to me like the scales look almost like they're designed like a patchwork quilt kind of look.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I agree. And he's sort of like, he's got a half and half look to him. Like half of him is toned one way and the other half is the other way. And one of his eyes looks like it contains the whole universe.
Oh, so this is a good time to bring up the weird... I can't decide if this game is just janky, which it is. It's janky either way. I can't decide if these like cutscenes are janky or if they're trying to mimic like a stop motion, like low frame rate look. But either way, it just looks janky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dori knows.
I think they're trying to do that.
I think one of the things that's more noticeable to me in this game than maybe in other games, and maybe it's just like the way that it's animated, but like the texture pop-ins, I feel like are especially noticeable in a game like this, rather than like a game like I think the last one that I saw that I noticed was in like Chronos: The New Dawn. Like it's less noticeable in a game like that than it is in a big bright game like this with a lot of textures on it.
Just when the catfish is talking, it's like dropping a lot of frames. And I'm playing on an Xbox Series X, and this is a fucking Xbox exclusive, so it can't possibly be dropping frames. So I think it's trying to do like a stop motion-y look. It reminds me of the Dragon Prince, the show on Netflix that in its first season did a similar thing where it just cut out it felt like third frame, which produced an interesting look, but not like a fun one to watch. And people complained enough that they didn't do it for the following seasons. And this game feels the same in the cutscenes where like it looks like it's just intentionally removing frames, and it doesn't look good. I mean, it looks good graphically. The catfish looks fucking amazing, but when he talks, it's just dropping frames, and it looks very weird and bad.
Yeah, I guess it's
not just catfish. It's every cutscene.
Yeah, trying to play into like the storybook feel of it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the idea behind it, similar to the Dragon Branch, but similar to the Dragon Prince. It doesn't work. It just looks shitty.
Did they just animate it at fewer frames? Or like what?
Something like that. I'm not a fucking game developer.
Okay.
I can't answer these questions.
I'm actually
like, is it
not
like
sure
when
that's
they-
even like possible with computer animation.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if you guys remember, like back in like the early 2000s, there were a lot of like movies shot on digital video at like 24 frames per second that look like odd.
I was just thinking about the first Hobbit movie. Do you remember when that came out and they like put it out in a new kind of film or
Yeah.
something, new frame rate? And they're like, this is the future. And basically everyone went to see it and they were like, we hate it.
Yeah. It's weird.
I remember seeing it in the
Disorienting.
theater and just being like sort of fixated on leaves and things like that because the picture was too clear. Like it took away from the
Yeah.
narrative.
Yeah, I agree. It's distracting. So Catfish tells us that in order to get him out of the clutches of this tree, we need to like heal this wound that is causing like all this blight. What do they call it? What do they call this stuff that's infecting
Stigma.
the stigma? Yeah. So whenever there's a wound, stigma spreads from it. So he's like, we need to heal this wound in order to get rid of all the stigma so that this tree man will drop me. So he's like, first thing you need to do is go find a bottle tree and get a bottle.
Why did the tree
that's where we
man
go.
grab the catfish to start with?
I don't know. Who knows what the tree man's thinking?
Yeah, just lashing out maybe. I never quite trusted this catfish. You know, it's like, yeah, it seems like maybe he has some kind of agenda going on.
I think he's my new best friend. I love him, and I trust everything he says.
Would you like to touch his little dangly whiskers?
Yes. And I would like to climb
I
on his
would
head and
too.
take a ride.
I think they're probably like wet and slimy, but I still want to touch them.
Yeah. What's wrong with wet and slimy? Things can be wet and slimy.
That's true. Things can be wet and slimy.
Would you guys eat this catfish?
Fuck yes.
I would like to talk about that in November during our annual
Oh,
Would
yeah.
You Eat This Bird
Would you
discussion.
eat this bird? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Catfish isn't bird.
Catfish is in the air.
All right, let's have this argument late next month.
Yeah. Catfish is dangling in the air.
Yeah, I mean,
Ergo,
Yeah.
it bird.
ergo.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my.
Benji,
What happens next?
bottle trees.
No.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Fucking rhubarb.
I like rhubarb.
Yeah, this is when the game takes a dark turn.
It does get dark.
What? Just because this guy thinks you're a boo hag?
This guy thinks
He
you're
does
a
call-
boo hag.
He does call us a boo hag.
This was when the game really started to click for me. I like you get a double jump in here. The game does at this point start really fucking jamming the new abilities down your throat at this point, and it has yet to let up. And so this is where I started to realize that this was like a planned 25-hour game that was jammed into a 10-hour package. You know what I mean? Like, they are just like, okay, well, here's 400 new things you can do. Ooh, you got a new one. Isn't that exciting? No, it's not exciting because I have barely used my double jump, but now I have a glide. But I
always
like the
forget to
glide,
use my
and I like the double
spells.
jump. You only really have one.
You have like 3.
You have pull, you have push, you have possess.
Listen, that's
Yeah.
the other thing. It's not like a huge problem, but the story and setting and characters are very interesting and unique to gaming. The gameplay is fun, but generic as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you get
Yeah,
a
it's not
double
doing
jump and a
anything new.
glide and a force push and a force pull and a little spell you can cast that freezes things for a minute. Wow. You got some real big ideas here in the gameplay department.
I do like the flowy feel of the combat, how you can kind of zip around by using the dodge. You can kinda go
Yeah.
from
It sucks.
enemy to enemy.
It's bad.
I like
Vanessa, what do you think? Do you like this combat?
No, but it's not really my kind of thing.
I just don't
It's
think
just,
it's good.
hack and slashy.
Yeah, I don't. Every time I see like a combat encounter coming up, I'm like, I'm not dying constantly or anything. It's not hard. It's just not fun or satisfying or exciting in any way.
Yeah, there's no variety in how you can approach it. There's no stealth option. You can't really sneak past these encounters. You just have to do them.
Yeah, and if you don't finish the encounter, like, you can't proceed.
Yeah.
No,
It's not bad. You know, I want to be clear. It's not bad. It's just bland, which is fine because I do find the platforming sections for the most part pretty fun. Like, that's keeping me going. That's fun. That and the story are really keeping me going here, where for the most part I'm playing this game, I'm having a good time. I like the story, I like the characters, I like the catfish, I like jumping around, I like finding little treasures, even though, again, it feels like a big fat game that's jammed into this tiny little package. So every 10 steps there's another little collectible because they're fucking everywhere, because there's not as much game as they thought there was going to be, or I don't know. Get that skill tree and you max it out instantly.
Yeah,
within a
there's
chapter.
not a lot to that.
And then
skill
it just
tree, yeah.
doesn't budge for several chapters, and then it unlocks the
Opens up
next
again.
tier, and once again you can just absolutely jam through that thing, and it's just not great. Fun, and I like the game.
Yeah.
These are not huge complaints, but
Speaking of the skill tree, this chapter is also where we're introduced to the in-game currency, which is floof.
Floof, 10 out of 10 name for your in-game currency. No fucking notes. I fell over giggling when I heard floof. In fact, they only really say it here and never really say it again, and they should be saying floof every fucking chance they get. Every time she finds a floof, she should be like, a floof!
Mm-hmm. Instead, she's just like, soft and floofy. It's floof.
So this is where we learn. So in healing, I guess, to heal these wounds, and we come upon a few of them in the game, we have to, I guess, like, capture the sorrows of these people.
Yeah, I don't understand what we're doing. In some way, I thought initially like we're healing these people, but so far I have not seen the result of that in any way. So I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't either.
You're breaking these knots of like stigma apart, which are like people's trauma. And I think it would make a lot of sense, like, I don't want to jump ahead too far, but like if you had to go back and see Rhubarb after this chapter, then I think it would make a lot of sense, and you could kind of see what's going on, like, what does this do? But again, so far, we've not done anything like that, and so they're just MacGuffins that we have to stab with our fish hooks or whatever they're called, and to get the power. I don't know.
Well, I think the thing is, like, the inciting incident, which we'll talk about in a minute, causes so much sorrow that it causes Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma. It causes Sigma males to come out of the woodwork and talk about how fucking aloof and cool they are.
Yeah. Causes Sigma to spread from that initial thing. And then these other things, like these knots that we're untying by fighting the enemies, are at locations where something significant leading up to that inciting event happened. So, like, in Benji and Rhubarb's case, it was like a site where Benji was bullied as a kid. So Benji was Rhubarb's little brother. they grew up together, and Benji is like mentally challenged and was bullied a lot by people in the community, to the point where they were leaving out bear traps for this kid.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
fucking
it was really
crazy.
Yeah. So we see like a lot of like just how awful it was for Benji, and by extension, you know, Rhubarb. Rhubarb was always kind of moving around to make sure Benji was safe. But Rhubarb eventually decided that he was tired of taking care of Benji and became resentful of him.
And tired of moving around because everywhere they went, Benji got so bullied that they eventually had to leave. The weirdest part to me is that Benji doesn't seem to, like, he's not doing anything. He's just existing, and he's like,
He's just
I don't
different,
know.
yeah.
Let's say I don't even think he's like special need or like challenged really. He just seems awkward, and that is enough for people to physically harm him. It's nuts.
Yeah, they say he like had a different perspective. I think that Rhubarb,
They
like,
said
at
he
one
saw
point, 'cause
the world a different way, is what how they describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. They
And
dance
Rhubarb
around
wanted to
saying
be-
anything, honestly.
yeah. He
They
wanted
don't
to
like
be in
him
the
a
talent
diagnosis.
show, play his fiddle, and Benji's presence sort of embarrassed him somehow. Basically,
Yeah.
like as
Well, he
became
rushed
more
the
of a
stage
teenager,
and
he
was
got-
like, "Brother, I
Yeah.
love you." They should have made him. I just watched it recently. What's the guy's name in Goonies? The big
Chunk.
Sloth.
no.
Oh, Sloth. Yeah,
They
Chunk is a fat
They
kid.
should have slothed him up, and then it would have been real clear. But
Like he would have been like they should have made him look deformed. Like
no, but like maybe I don't know. I'm just saying they should have like really done something to make him stand out as like something that people would like treat like this, because what it comes across as is like, well, he's just a quiet kid, and so people are trying to murder him, which is wild. Even if this is like the 1920s, it's nuts.
maybe they should have made him look like someone that would have been like really easy to bully, like Elon Musk. Then I've been like, fucking shut that fucker in that tree, and he's never getting out.
Yeah, they should have made him a billionaire. A billionaire,
Exactly.
a
And I'll be like, yeah,
multi-billionaire,
Rhubarb,
almost
all right.
a trillionaire, drain on society.
Yeah. What we learn is that, in Rhubarb's frustration and resentment, he decides to take Benji to a tree that has a particularly big kind of gap in it, or like hole in the trunk, and has Benji step inside thinking he's playing hide and seek, and then he boards Benji inside and leaves him to die.
Oh my God. What? Excuse me? This is a game about cute little fucking giant catfish and like fun superpowers, and excuse me?
Yeah, this is dark.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I said in the group chat when I was playing this earlier this week, I was like, I forgot how fucking sad these like little stories are.
This is to me still the worst one. The one after this is, I don't know, kind of weird. And then
The one after this sounds like an urban legend.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like
Yeah.
about it, is it has like an urban legend feel to it.
and then
This
I
one's
think
just
the
like
third
awful.
one is Bunny, right?
Yeah, this
No, the
this
third
one's
one
just
is the
really sad.
Dad? I don't know.
The third
We'll
one
talk
is a
about it, but-
Rougarou. Yeah, third one's a Rougarou. So we eventually climb Benji. We have to heal his wound, which is kind of inside of the tree. So
Well,
we climb
first
the tree.
we have that the mist, right? Like once we have everything to go in the bottle, we have to
as
run.
soon as
We didn't
Yeah,
even
as soon as
did
we
we
fill the
even talk
bottle-
about the bottle tree?
we talked about it.
it was in front of Rhubarb's house. Well, I guess we
Yeah,
didn't
we
really
got a
explain it.
bottle
Like
of it.
we find the bottle that's on the bottle tree, and the bottle tree is in front of Rhubarb's
It
house.
looks
That's
like
where we meet
something
Rhubarb.
out of The Wizard of Oz, like the book. You know what I mean? Or Return to Oz
And
with the
it's
lunch
got
pail trees.
a lot of like colored glass on it. Rhubarb tells us that a boo hag can't abide the color blue. And
I love
that's
that.
part
Have
of
you
what
guys-
the bottle tree does.
I love that. And then she
keeps away
steps
the
onto
boo
his
hags.
porch, and he's like, "I guess you ain't a boo hag." So fucking
Have you
weird.
guys ever seen these bottle trees IRL?
No.
There are multiple people in my neighborhood who have trees in their yard that are just like bare branches that they have put blue bottles over. Like there's
What?
There's Yeah, there's like blue, and I think it's some. I read it as I read it as some kind of like just like yard art thing, like some kind of craft somebody saw on Pinterest. But it is a thing. There are bottle trees in my neighborhood.
Okay, so not to discount that at all. My impression from playing the game here was that these bottles were growing off of the tree.
No, so Rhubarb says he put them there specifically to capture like the sorrows that are causing these boo-hags and haints. Like he's ostensibly trying to use it for the same reason that Hazel does, but he's not a weaver, so he can't do it.
Is a boo-hag a thing?
I believe so.
I know he calls us a boo-hag, but I've never heard of one.
A boo-hag is a mythical creature from folklore, type of witch that steals a person's life force at night.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a southern thing. It says that boo-hags are similar to vampires. They gain sustenance from a person's breath as opposed to their blood by riding their victims.
Oh.
Like writing them a letter?
So I guess ride, R-I-D-E.
So they put a saddle on them and they make them take them around town and across country?
I mean, maybe. Like a vampire that sucks your life force by riding you?
Boo-hag is just another word for ex-wife, am I right?
Oh, hey!
Let's get into what happens next, though. Let's talk about it. So this fog appears once we have sucked all of the terrible happenings into our bottle. And it just straight up chases us right across. I guess it talks to us this time.
Does it?
Right.
Yeah, right. I almost thought it was the guy with the big hog.
Yeah, I wasn't
sure.
sure.
Let that sit for a
The
second.
guy with a big
The guy with the big hog.
Tell me more.
Wait, me? It's not me.
The guy with the big hog that was pulling his cart or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the cart guy.
I don't know that it was, but it was a similar thing where somebody was like, you're not supposed to be here. And then this giant fog thing makes you run through a dumb platforming section. I don't like these.
Yeah.
It washes the world out in gray. And then it funnels you down a tunnel that you just run and jump through. And oftentimes in these sections, I find that I can't really tell where I'm supposed to be going other than forward. And there will be a jump and then but you were supposed to go to the left a little to land on the platform that I didn't fucking see. So I fall in the water a lot. And I don't like it. It's not good.
I know they're frustrating and I find myself getting frustrated with these sometimes, but I like an auto-scroller platformy section. I like the run away from something.
I don't really even find them super frustrated. I do find them a little frustrating, as I just said, but mostly I just kind of find them just not great. It's not fun. It's just here's 2 minutes of shittiness.
I don't like that you can't see the thing that's chasing you.
You can turn around and look at it.
I'm supposed to be all excited about it. Can you?
It's like a funnel. Yeah, it's just like a funnel.
It's a big fog monster, right?
Yeah.
So they do call it the fog. I think that's how the subtitles refer to it too.
Yeah. Well, it chases us until we get back to the bottle tree, and then it stops.
Yeah, there's just this little protective aura around the tree, which protects us from the evil fog. And now we can, I guess now we have the magic to heal Benji.
Yeah.
So this is where we climb Benji. We find his wound, but we also notice there's...
Hold up.
Yeah. What do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
Wait.
We climb Benji, and the best song that I've ever heard starts playing.
The best song ever plays, yeah.
We haven't talked about the soundtrack in this game, really.
There's not a ton up to this.
Slaps.
Well, that's not true.
It's fantastic. It's a lot of sort of jazz-inspired instrumentals. And then in this chapter, we start to get a little bit of a children's choir, and it's not really clear all the time what they're singing and what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just little snippets of children's voices. And then this song actually is the same lyrics that the children were singing, but it's much clearer because it's sort of a country singer kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would
as
say
you
this
start
is
to
more
climb the tree.
folk than country, but
yeah.
It almost sounds like a guy doing a Johnny Cash impression, kind of, but can't quite get as deep, you know?
Nobody can.
Yeah, who could?
And it seems to be from the perspective of, what's his name? Biscuit.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Biscuit.
I remember my brother, his fate was so cruel. I'm not going to sing any more of it than that.
Locked him in a tree.
I can't do it justice. But yeah, basically it's the story of what happened to Benji and him singing about hammering his brother into the tree and how it damned him to hell to do this. And
I don't know if this is like referencing some kind of like traditional type of song that's like very like expository about like telling a specific story, but
Yeah,
what this
folk.
folk, I guess, but what this reminds me of is like, you know, those like 80s movies where there would be like a rap song at the end, but it would be telling you exactly what happened in the movie. It reminds me of that.
It's fucking fantastic, and it gave me chills. Like, it is so good. Like, the story of Benji and Rhubarb is so sad, and you've gotten the gist of it. You know, you've seen it, but now you're climbing this tree, and this song starts as you're jumping up this tree to get to the wound or whatever it's called, and like it is chilling. It's so fucking good.
it's well performed, and it's so unexpected at this point in the game because it's just like, I don't know, it's like being in a music video suddenly or something like that. Like and it's really well done in how it syncs itself with where you are in the tree and the kind of progress you're making.
You know what really kind of annoys me about this conversation right now is that you would be able to experience this times 1,000 if you would just fucking play Alan Wake 2.
Why are you spoiling Alan Wake 2? And
She knows about it.
A, why are you spoiling Alan Wake 2? And B, this is just as fucking good, if maybe not better, than Alan Wake 2.
And C, I've played
I don't mean
a
the
lot
game,
of
but
Alan
I
Wake
mean-
2, and I'm going to play the rest of it when I feel better.
When you feel better? Have you felt bad for the last 2 years?
She's having a bad quarter.
I'm having a bad quarter. No, I just, I sort of wasn't in the mood for grim gaming.
Over the last
Put it that
6
way.
months to a year? When did Jim look it up on Amazon? When did you buy that game? It's been a year. At least
that's true.
a year.
I bought it. It was like a Black Friday-esque sale when I picked that game up for Vanessa last year.
A year.
And when I feel better, I'll play the rest of it.
But as I don't want to keep harping on this. As much as I love the musical section of Alan Wake 2, I felt like this was just as strong. Maybe
Well, I'm
more
glad they
so
had such an
because the
impression on you.
song was better.
Wow.
Better than the Champion of Light.
Yeah, because that's like a glam rock goofy thing, and this is like that did not send chills down my fucking spine, and this did.
Well, we have different
It has
spines,
the
my
main
friend.
singer. It has the kids come in to back it up some more.
God.
Little chorus,
Got that fucking child choir going. Oh my God. Benji got locked in a tree and died a terrible death. And then that tree grew and now it's a giant man-shaped tree. And how has no one noticed this? How has
Picked
no
up
one
my
noticed this
hammer.
man-shaped tree? That's what I want to know.
I took it to hell.
This
I
would
think
be
Hazel
a
will see
fucking
things.
attraction worldwide. People would be like, come look at this crazy
Yeah.
fucking tree.
Hazel sees things differently than other people do, just like Benji did.
yeah.
Maybe Benji was a weaver.
No, I don't think so.
think so.
Weavers
so
only
either.
come when there's a flood. That's something we learned very early on.
Yeah.
Hazel gets her weaver powers because of the flood. And I'm
Because
not
of
a
the
positive,
flood.
but I think the last weaver was the Underground Railroad lady we saw.
Yeah, Mahalia
Yeah, I
or
think
whatever.
And I
That's
know
true.
that this game is going to claim by the end of this chunker that there's another, but I don't buy it.
Ooh.
Do you?
Well, we'll get to that.
All right, we'll talk about it.
So the catfish is released, and he's like, "Hey, since you helped me out, and since you're a cool new weaver, I'm going to let you ride on my back, and I'll take you right to where your mom's trailer probably ended up, at the big bend in the river."
What a good fish.
What a nice guy. So we cruise on into chapter 4. Wow, we're only on chapter 4. And as we move into chapter 4, we have to stop, or Catfish has to stop, because there is a very angry gator in the water that will kill us if we do not get rid of it.
Two-toe Tom.
Two-Toe Tom, the giant albino alligator. Very cool looking alligator too.
Yeah, he looks like you usually see this in turtles, like a giant video game turtle with sort of
like
trees
a moving
growing
island
on its back. Yeah. But this time, it's a gator.
Speaking of turtles, one thing that this game does that I like is that there's a lot of wildlife, including big snapping turtles.
Yeah, actually, that's a good way to find collectibles, like more floof, is if you follow the animals in the environment. If you if you see a fox, follow the fox, and it will take you to usually like a bonus.
Do you know what
item or
another
something.
good way to find the floof is?
Go the opposite way from the threads.
Which is typically the only other way you can go. The game tends to present you with two options, one of which is a very short dead end with some floof, and the other one is the main path you have to take. This is not a large game. It is borderline a corridor game like the fucking 2013s. You know what I mean?
It's close to being pretty, like, almost totally linear. Yeah. I will say, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this game does have a customizable difficulty setting.
Yeah.
To where you can make your attacks really powerful and make the enemies not very powerful. And you can make it so there's no cooldown on your abilities. And there's a lot of fun little tweaks if you want to streamline the combat for yourself.
I don't really feel the need to do any of that. It's pretty easy. And if you die, it just drops you right back where you started. Like, this is not a hard game, at least on normal or whatever I'm playing on. Medium.
Yeah, but everyone has, their different skills and how much time they want to drop into these things. So I always appreciate it when games give you the option.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, we meet Two-Toe Tom. Catfish tells us that the only thing that will dispel Two-Toe Tom from this part of the river is if we ring the bell atop the church. So he sends us on a mission to do that. And it turns out that doesn't quite have the effect that we want. It actually just makes Two-Toe Tom really mad, and he destroys the church.
Yeah. And as we're wandering around, we do get the children's choir, again, singing a little song that we can't quite make out, except for Two-Toe Tom.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I don't know. For me, the Benji Tree song was amazing, and then the game has now done a couple more songs, and I have not cared for any of them.
Yeah, I do think maybe it peaked early with Benji Tree.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the best story, because Two-Toe Tom's story, as we're about to get into, is, I don't know, fine.
As I said, it has like an urban legend flavor rather than like a folktale.
Yeah.
And it also references a character that's still living in the game, which I think is also interesting.
So did the other one. Rhubarb was still alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess Rhubarb was still alive.
He called us a boohag and gave us a
did.
bottle. And then we never spoke to him again, which is fair, because pretty shortly after that, we learned that he murdered his fucking brother in one of the most gruesome ways possible. He cask of Amontilla'd his brother in a tree.
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck?
All
This
these
is what
stories, I
bothers
guess,
me the
are
most.
murders.
Why does Hazel not say to the catfish, "Take me to a phone. I need to call the police. This man murdered his brother."
Hazel is an instrument of healing, not of vengeance.
Yeah, she's not there to
Justice
punish.
is not vengeance. And there can be no healing without justice, Vanessa.
Oh, wow.
That sounded very smart, but it was just something I said for some reason, just to argue with you.
That sounds like something Judge Dredd would say.
It does not sound like something Judge Dredd would say at all. You know nothing about Judge Dredd.
I know nothing about Judge Dredd. I've never watched that movie. I'm not ashamed.
What about the other movie?
I didn't watch that either.
What about the comic
The
books?
Carl Urban one's real good.
What about the
I
books?
doubt it.
What about the
It
audio
is.
dramas?
It's a really good movie.
I
It
don't
is,
believe
actually.
you.
I
The
agree with
Carl
Jim.
Urban Judge Dredd is good. Wow.
No, it's
Judge
good as
Dredd,
heck. It is
the
fucking
Judge Dredd
fantastic.
Carl Urban movie was written and directed by Alex Garland, the guy who's done all those great movies. It's actually awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised to
amazing.
hear you say this, Vanessa. Do you not know that that Dredd, the Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie, is really fucking good, actually?
I don't know that. And it goes against my instinct, but you guys seem sincere, so I'll believe
It is
a-
the Raid style straight action movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's quite
single
up your
location
alley.
action movie. Yeah, it takes place in one big giant super tenement, and it's Judge Dredd working his way kind of up the
Mm-hmm.
floors after a bad guy. It is good.
Also a lot of slow-mo, but it's like in world slow-mo where there's slow-mo
In the
because people take a
in the
drug that slows down time for them. So
And the drug is
works.
called slow mo.
Is it?
Like at one point, there's drug dealers that are going to execute this guy, and they're on like the 50th floor of this thing. They pump the guy full of slow mo and then throw him off the balcony, so it feels like forever that he's falling down as he's like
Oh
experiencing
no,
it.
that's mean.
And it's like really visually stylized. These slow mo sections where like the colors are running.
Yeah.
It's
really
really
cool.
cool.
Wow, I'm surprised you don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, not that you haven't seen it. That's not surprising to me. But, like, you haven't heard that it's really good? People love that movie. There was a huge fan
real good.
campaign, like, a year ago to have a sequel made.
I didn't hear.
All right, well, I
Carl
know what we're
Urban, the movie
watching.
I care
Next
about.
time, we need a bonus at the last minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a bad
The
idea.
Carl Urban
It's a good
movie I
movie.
care about is Ghost Ship.
What? You don't like Star Trek? It's a great bones.
Ghost Ship.
You love Star Trek. You're
what
a
about-
liar.
What about
You know what
Lord
Star
of the
Trek
Rings?
doesn't
Have
have
you
on
ever
that
heard
ship?
of Lord of the Rings?
Ghosts. Well, I guess there are ghosts in Lord of the Rings.
There's a lot of ghosts in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Too many. Some may
probably
say
more than are in Ghost
Yeah.
Ship.
too many
think too
ghosts in
many.
Lord of the Rings, and to the point that it kind of ruins the third movie.
I
What if all
watched
these
Ghost
people
Ship
didn't
the
have
other
to
night.
die because there was actually a ship full of ghosts that were coming to save them?
I watched Ghost Ship the other night, and I forgot when you see like the big ending stinger, like where she looks up from her little gurney after being rescued and sees Jack Ferryman, like, and you see Jack Ferryman's face as he looks over, and instead of there being like a dramatic musical swell, they just fucking plop down some fucking new metal fart rock.
Yeah,
right on
it's just
top,
like,
and it's like,
Hang on. You can't say new metal fart rock. Those are two extremely distinct genres.
we're like 25 years out from new metal. I think I can call new metal fart rock now.
Ferryman.
Whoa. Vanessa singing Kid Rock on the show.
Jack Ferryman's one of my favorite movie characters of all time.
You know what's
Second
funny?
old
We
back
watched that
to
movie
Jackson
together,
Rippner.
and we watched that movie together, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what's happening. I remember the first 5 minutes of Ghost Ship, and after that, nothing.
That's really all you need to know about Ghost Ship is that really great opening sequence with the
Yeah.
metal wire and the dance floor.
Anyway, we're
Do you
doing a
remember
great
when they
job
were
getting through this
eating the
chunker.
beans?
I had
I took a
forgotten about
picture
it
of that,
until
didn't
Jim
I?
sent a picture of it to the group
I
chat
like
the
the
other
other
night.
night.
And I was like, oh yeah, those were bugs, huh? I feel like those were bugs. You know what? Ghost
They were
Ship
maggots.
is extremely inferior to the other amazing Monsters on a Ship movie,
Deep Rising.
Deep Rising, the unannounced semi-sequel to a King Kong movie that never happened.
It was like a backdoor like prequel to a King Kong movie.
You know, in my mind, it is a bridge between King Kong Skull Island and Godzilla versus Kong.
I think that's what Peter Jackson intended.
Did Peter Jackson
didn't make
any
Deep
of those
Rising.
movies?
Did he not? Who
He made
Skull
one
Island?
King Kong movie in the early 2000s that was not well received and starred Jack Black, which is a weird choice.
Deep Rising was Steven Summers, the guy that didn't he do The Mummy? Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Jackson probably called up Stephen Summers and he's like, listen, my Kong didn't work out, but I have a vision.
Peter Jackson
Involves
did
you
not
making Deep
direct
Rising.
Skull Island. He directed the Kong before that.
I
was
liked
not
that
good.
Kong before
I
that,
did
the one
not
with
like
Adrian
it.
Brody.
It is
that
the
bug scene where
boringest
they all get
fucking
covered
movie.
in when they all get covered in bugs when they fall in that crack. Oh man, that just gives me the heebie-jeebs.
Jim's back on his bug kick.
Yeah, one guy is like face to face with like a giant grasshopper looking thing that wants to eat his face, and it makes me want to throw up every time I see it.
Wow.
Anyways,
Tuto Tom.
Yeah, so we get to the next section after, and we get the catfish saying we have to stop again. This time it's because there's too much hog shit in the water.
Oh my
and
God.
he's like,
It's
I can't.
gross.
He's like, this water's too polluted. There's too much poop in it. And she's like, why? It's not that big of a deal. And he's like, you don't have to breathe it. Which I would have been like, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, she does too, actually.
Oh,
She's
come
like,
on,
oh,
but-
yeah, okay. That makes sense. Why is this chapter filled with so much shit? I did not appreciate it. Also, she does
Ton of it.
say the word doo-doo water at one point that I did not appreciate
I like that.
at all.
I like that a lot. I like when you call shit doo doo.
Vanessa, how do you feel about the phrase doo-doo?
I don't like it.
Me either. Me either.
Yeah.
She
But
gets
I
sprayed
don't
with so
like
much
most
shit.
things to do with feces.
Except for smelling your own farts.
My first smelled great, like garlic.
Jim's gone, and I haven't been keeping up with the notes, so I don't know where we are. So let's talk about something else. Vanessa,
Yeah.
what is the number below 8?
7,
What's the number below 7?
6.
6, 7.
Oh no! Oh.
And listeners, I'm doing the stupid hand gesture along with it. We're cool. We're hip. 6, 7.
I
6,
just
7.
heard about that for the first time the other day and was going to ask you if your kids do it. And
Oh
then
my God,
you and Jim spontaneously started
constantly.
talking about it.
Constantly. I looked it up on, probably Know Your Meme or something. I Googled it because my kids started making that joke. And my favorite thing to do is to learn about their memes that they're doing, like, to me. You know how kids are like, haha, dad doesn't get this. You know, mom doesn't
Yeah.
get this. My parents don't get this. And I like to look them up so that I understand what they're about. And then hopefully that ruins them for them, you know, and they'll stop doing them. So the kids
sort
did
of
it to me for
just
about a
I
week.
can
And then
have-
I made a 6, 7 joke and did the stupid hand gesture. And I was hoping that would be the end of it. But no. It is, I don't know. This year's I Can Have Cheeseburger. It is,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
it's
I mean,
nothing.
It's better than Skibbity Toilet, I guess.
Have you watched Skibbity Toilet?
Yeah, a little
The
bit.
long-running YouTube series? Have you really?
I watched like one of them to find out what everyone was going on about.
Wow. What did you think of Skibbity Toilet?
It was, I mean, I guess it's fine. I didn't like it or dislike it. It was just one of those like lol random humor things.
My
So
pet
random.
peeve
There's a Skibbity
is
Toilet.
my pet peeve is people my age talking about and younger people in my generation talking about how kids humor today is brain rot is a term that's thrown around a lot, and it really bugs
I did
me
hear
because
about that.
our generation's memes were stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
And how dare you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did also have to look up Italian brain rot videos to try to figure out what that was about.
That's a step removed from brain rot, which is just a reference to like Gen Z, Gen Alpha memes.
Like Skibbity Toilet. Is Skibbity Toilet considered brain rot?
Buddy, we have been talking
No
about
one's ever
Skibbity
heard of
Toilet for
Skibbity
5
Toilet.
minutes.
Sorry.
Vanessa admitted that she has watched some Skibbity toilet YouTube videos.
Were you enamored with it?
No. But it didn't upset me.
You're very defensive. You sound very defensive, as if you are watching Skibbity toilet right now. I think I see a man's head poking out of a toilet reflecting in your eyes. Where's your phone? What are your hands doing?
I like when they use like 80s songs and the 80s song guy comes, and I think it was like Tears for Fears or something, like Rule the World.
That was in Skibbity Toilet?
Was that Skibbity Toilet? Doesn't Skibbity Toilet fight?
If you're referencing Skibbity Toilet, like look elsewhere for a lifeline, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
My favorite thing is that they introduced some Skibbity Toilet skins and stuff into Fortnite, and I listened to my son, he doesn't really play Fortnite anymore, but he used to play Fortnite. I listened to him complain about it and like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this, and like, what a joke. And then 2 months later, they started adding that stuff into PUBG. Great job, PUBG.
They put Skibbity Toilet in PUBG?
You can go buy Skibbity Toilet skins in PUBG right now.
Wow.
At least that's what I've heard. I actually have not played PUBG in like a month.
So, like, your little PUBG man is sticking out of a toilet?
No, they have like TV heads. That's part of Skibbity Toilet, like TV head.
Yeah, that's
it kind of
what I
looks
was
like the
talking
TV
about
head
with, like,
guys from Saga. Actually, I think it looks like a ripoff from Saga.
Yeah, they march along and they like play Tears for Fears or something like that. It's been a long time since I watched Skibbity Toilet, but
yeah, like 10 minutes.
It's been 10 minutes since I saw some Skibbity Toilet. So we really need to pick up the pace on this recording because I can't go too long without my Skibbity fix.
Yeah, I agree, and we should definitely end at chapter 5 because what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So Hazel finds some people. We go to a church with real human people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Humans.
your mom at the beginning references the reason why she was late. She was helping people get to Jolene's church.
Yeah.
Which, can we talk about Jolene?
She's kind of like a Dolly Parton looking character.
She very much is a Dolly Parton looking character. Not, you know what? I don't want to answer that because I don't want to offend anybody.
I'll just say this: she has a dump truck.
Okay.
She does. She's shaped like a Pixar mom.
She is shaped like a Pixar mom.
She has,
if you know what I mean.
In my mind is, and this is not a recent thing, what in my mind is and has always been throughout my entire life, the worst looking haircut imaginable on a human being.
Oh, the big Texas curls?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe it's because I'm from
Yeah.
Texas. She's got the wings, you know?
Yeah.
It's
very, very
awful.
like old school Southern haircut.
She looks like she spends a lot of time in the sun, too.
Or
Yeah,
smokes.
she's like got a kind of a
cigarettes
sun-baked face, yeah.
in a small room. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. She's pickled. But she's very
More
friendly.
like leathery.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. I mean, she's probably not a murderer, though, right?
Definitely not. Not Jolene.
You know what?
She's just there to help people.
I mean, I feel like this is where
Definitely every human character we meet in this game isn't going to turn out to be a murderer, right?
It depends on your definition of murder, really.
This one almost feels like self-defense, considering her father
Does
was
it?
starving her.
She
No,
didn't live
I
with
don't
him
think-
anymore. Okay, let's talk about the chapter. Crouton. That's a thing that happens in this game. Crouton.
Oh yeah, we find our little doll.
How can you hate Crouton? Crouton
Easily.
love you.
With very little effort. Does it take me to hate Crouton?
This is Dori all over again. You always say like I hate Dori, and then you pick her up.
I never
and you
say I
cuddle
hate
her,
Dori.
and you love her, and you kiss her little head. And I know
do
that's
all
what you're
those
doing
things.
with Crouton.
Crouton is an abomination. He is a little monster doll. It looks a lot like Mr. Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas, but more colorful.
Yeah.
It is your childhood doll that you stumble upon and who is dancing around and talking in like pigeon language or something. And then he jumps and magically shrinks to fit in your pocket. And now you've got another I'm talking. Like, you just jump right up in front of me.
She heard her little name.
This was a mistake.
What a good kitty.
Oh, my God. No, you can't rub yourself against my microphone or my beer. Bye. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Crouton reminds... Fuck, now my train of thought's gone.
Crouton can do two different things. Crouton can possess an enemy.
That's great. I do like that.
Make them fight for you.
But I don't need
And
Crouton for that to happen. That could just be a spell.
Crouton can shrinky dink down and go into tiny little spaces that Hazel can't fit into.
I do like the burrows. This is another game mechanic that they have introduced after introducing 15 other game mechanics within 5 hours. And this was the one that for me was like a bridge too far. I was enough game, please. Like, you don't give... We didn't even bring it up. The game introduces wall running 2 chapters ago and uses it so sparingly that I really wonder, why is this in the game? And also, it doesn't make any sense. Hazel can wall run? Like, it's just
She's
a
magic.
thing people do.
She can glide with magic threads too.
Yeah, but there's like a glider. Like, it's magic. That's fine. Does
I've
the
never
magic
met a
also
weaver
make her
who
legs
couldn't wall
pump
run.
so hard that she can defy gravity? And also, they use it so little that it's just, what's the point? Cut
I feel like it's mostly
half of
used in
this
those
shit out
auto-
of the game.
I feel like the wall running is mostly used in like the auto scroller sections
Yeah.
where you're running away from the fog monster.
Which I am not a fan of. So,
yeah.
Crouton is just another fucking thing that this, like, again, if this game was 25 hours and it was introducing you to these powers every few hours, it would be fine. But instead, it's just a hat on a hat on a hat that's on a hat. And also,
I like that book.
it's fucking annoying.
Man, he has all this hats.
It was
and
the hat
monkeys take
seller.
him.
He's the hat salesman.
Yeah.
The man who has all the hats and the monkeys. What are you talking about?
The hat salesman.
you
He
know.
wears all of his hats that he's selling on his head, and then he falls asleep
Yeah.
under a tree, and the monkeys all take his hats, and they climb into the tree, and they're all wearing different hats, and he has to get them back.
Yeah.
It's like a
Children's
Stephen
story.
King
It's
story.
a children's
Oh.
story for children.
And he gets him back by making a monkey see, monkey do. And he mimes taking off his hat and throwing it on the ground. And then they all take off their hats and throw them on the ground.
Ah, smart, clever.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I will
very
say
clever.
this, Crouton, so there are burrows. These are giant glowing holes in the ground that you can activate Crouton and jump into. And while they're nothing, and they typically have 5 floof worth of floof in them, which, cool, thanks for this 2 minutes of platforming to get this nothing. Goddamn bonus. They are burrows, and they do tend to have like this is hard to describe, little windows where you can look in, not like through a game mechanic where you like hit a button and look in. You kind of have to navigate your camera to do it. But in the little windows into other burrows, you'll see rabbits sitting in chairs having tea, and like foxes sleeping in beds and stuff like this. And you know
It's
what?
like,
It's cute as shit.
It's
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
darling.
I think the first burrow that you go in, or there's a burrow that you go in this chunker where you immediately fall through a hole in the floor, and what's at the bottom of the hole, you like fall into like a fox's living room, and like he just like sits up in his chair and looks at you like,
Yeah.
what are you doing in my
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, this is some real Brer Rabbit type stuff, but I really fucking like it. I don't like Crouton, and I find the overall mechanic of the burrows annoying, but I do always peek into those windows and find them delightful.
It's nice to see the animals living their own little lives and having their own little adventures.
Mm-hmm.
To Cho Chom.
Oh yeah, let's just say what Two Toed Tom's story is. So Jolene, when she was a kid, I guess, her dad had this gator
Well, first
named...
we
he wasn't
learned...
Tuto Tom at first.
Well, no, but first we learned that that Jolene's dad
Was abusive.
disciplined his children by starving them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's also how
he had a
disciplined
gator.
his gator.
Yeah, he had a gator that he also disciplined by starving it.
The gator got the nickname Two-Toed Tom when I guess the gator got so hungry from being starved that he tried to eat his own feet
Yeah.
and snapped off a couple of his toes.
Probably
Pretty fucked up.
8 of them, if I had to guess, judging from the name.
What does it mean, two
Two-Toed Tom
toes? It could be
is a
two toes
victim?
on just this one
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah,
Tutu
Tutu
did
Tom.
nothing wrong, and I'm just going to put that out there right now before
did
we
lots
even
of
get
things
into what
wrong.
happens.
He eats.
Tutu
You know what
Tom did nothing wrong.
we walked past it, but he does early on when we're platforming. We find a pig stuck in a tire floating in the water that we try to
Yeah.
save, and it's a cute
Yeah.
fat pig, like black and white pig, black and pink pig, spotted pig. You know, the classic American spotted pig. And
Sure.
it's squealing and screaming, and you try to use your force pull to save it when Two-Toed Tom swims by and eats the pig, and I was devastated. I had to see this poor piggy get murdered. How fucking dare you?
He's a gator. What else is he going to do? He starved his children. He starved his gator. And then, so Jolene decided that she wanted to leave home. And she
became
did.
a rock and roll star.
She became a rock and roll star. Then
She
her
shacked up with a
father
man, I think.
Yeah. Shacked up with some dude. Her father found her, tracked her down, and was going to
Kept
make her come
threatening her
home. And,
with Two-Toed Tom because he
Yeah,
had a dinner
as
bell.
Tom.
And he would ring the dinner bell, and it would drive Two-Toed Tom crazy because Two-Toed Tom was starving.
Yep. So he threatens her. She stands firm, but she is worried that she's never going to be able to get free of her father. So in the night, when her father is passed out, I guess kind of drunk, next to Two-Toed Tom, she sneaks on over there. She unleashes Two-Toed Tom's leash, and she rings that dinner bell.
Yeah.
And Tom sees her father sleeping there. His mouth starts to water, and he does eat that man right up. And no court in the world would convict him.
Every court in the world would convict her, though. This is murder.
Potentially.
She murders her own
Potentially.
father with an alligator. It is dark.
It's not ideal.
It sounds to me like she was just wanted to tell the alligator it was dinner time and it wasn't properly trained.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's a good point.
like that was a dangerous pet and a liability, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So
I
Jolene
can't
murders
deny
her
that
father
she
by
probably
alligator.
knew what was going to happen.
She
Yeah.
did know. She literally narrates it. We watch it happen.
Listen, do
Yeah.
you not take the risk of being eaten every time you feed an alligator? Like, come on. She's not a crystal ball. You know?
Yeah, she's not Steve Irwin. She doesn't know what animal's gonna do.
Yeah, she can't talk to alligators like
Okay.
Steve Irwin could.
First of all, Jim clearly has the hots for Jolene and is willing to excuse anything.
I'm actually Jolene's attorney, and if we could
I don't care if Jolene is guilty or innocent. I'm here to represent Two-Toed Tom.
All right. Well, I am the prosecutor in this case, and in the matter of Jolene and Two-Toed Tom versus the state, I find you both guilty of murder.
no contest. Thank you.
Appeal. No contest. I do reserve the right to appeal, and I have faith.
Yeah. The Supreme Court's definitely going to back you up.
They love killer gators.
Anyway, we learn the story of how Jolene murdered her fucking father. There is a song, Two-Toe Tom, whatever.
Two-Toe Tom's got nothing inside.
It's weird because, like, the whole Two-Toed Tom thing and Jolene's story doesn't really tie into what we are doing, which is looking for our trailer where our mother was last seen. You know? Like, this is almost incidental. Two-Toed Tom's around, but he doesn't seem to be stopping us or doing anything other than swimming off in the distance and scaring us.
Well, he sort of scared Catfish off, and we need Catfish's help. And also,
That doesn't do anything about the poop in the water.
No, it doesn't do anything about the poop in the
Weaver.
water. Speaking of, there are a bunch of sprinklers that are just firing shit. And if you get hit by them, they're environmental hazards. They knock you over and hurt you. Gross.
They make you smell like doo-doo.
They also cover you in doo-doo, which is unacceptable.
The job of a weaver is to heal generational trauma, and that's what
Of
Hazel
alligators?
Of Jolene.
This game has already, like, blown way past its stated mission and is now about shit. It is about shit, rivers, and alligators.
Jolene felt so bad about what happened that she gave up her rock and roll career and became a preacher.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we continue up the river to the hog farm, which is why there's so much shit in the water. And what do we find?
Bunch of dead hogs.
A bunch of dead hogs, which no thank you to anything that happens here. Why is this? What is happening?
Two-Toe Tom got hungry.
If that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'd assume these hogs died in the flood.
If Two-Toed Tom got hungry, Two-Toed Tom would have eaten the hogs. And it would not just be a warehouse full of dead pigs.
I assumed it flooded. That's why they were all pressed up against the wall or the gate or whatever, because they all got washed up there.
Whoever owns this hog farm did not do a good job of protecting their livestock from the flood.
Bunny owns the hog farm. Our grandmother.
Yeah.
So we make our way through the hog farm. It's disgusting. And on the other side, we get to the thing that Jim wants to talk about the most, the boss fight with Two-Toed Tom. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
I died a bunch of times.
Definitely the worst part of the game so far.
too.
It restarts you at the it's a phased fight, and it'll restart you at the phase with full health. At some point it almost makes more sense to just let him kill you and start over.
Yeah.
This is just bad game design all the way through. Explain this fight to us, Jim.
Yeah, there are multiple little rounds that you get in each phase, and it starts with him, like, he'll charge you. So he's in the water, and, like, you're on this little strip of land. There's an attack where he charges you, where you have to dodge it. There's a point where he retreats back into the water and flings, like, debris at you.
Mm-hmm. So all of his attacks are damn near impossible to dodge. Am I wrong? Is it just me?
No, I had a hard time with him, too.
The one that I had the most trouble dodging was an attack that shows up, I think, in like the third phase where his jaws are open and he tries to squeeze you between them and you have to double jump and glide out of the path of his jaws. I found that to be the hardest one to dodge.
So he's got 4 main attacks. Attack 1 is that he bites at you. Attack 2 is that he swings his tail at you. Attack 3 is that he goes into the water and throws rocks at you. And attack 4 is where he traps you between his jaws and then bites you.
Yeah.
And they're all impossible to dodge. So I figured out how to eventually dodge the projectiles for the most part, though it felt like they had a much larger hitbox than was indicated, because there is like a red flashing circle on the ground that's like, get away from here, but I would get out of it and still get hit. So I don't fucking know. The best part to me, the funniest part to me, is that the game, throughout the entire fight, anytime he was going to do his tail attack, would say, double jump and glide to avoid the tail attack.
It wants you to know how to do it.
Why is it only telling me how to avoid the one attack? I don't understand.
I guess
It was basically text on the screen the whole fight. Double jump and glide to avoid. You can't double jump and glide to avoid the debris. You can't double jump and glide to avoid the bites. It only works for the tail attack, but it is just sitting there at the bottom of the screen the whole time.
maybe when they tested it, no one was getting it. So they're like, oh, we'll put on here how to do it. So
This was like my first time on my first playthrough, I died to this guy like 10 times. I had a real hard time with this guy.
A handful, at least. Like, I died, and then I managed to get to the next part, and then I died. The other thing is the church. You make him spit up the church bell.
You make him. His wound that you have to heal is on his tongue, and when you ring the bell, he flops over and his tongue flops out.
Yeah, but how did the church bell get here? He ate it.
I think he spat it up. You're right.
He spat it up. Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Because like when he swallows you, spoilers, after the fight he swallows you, you see the rest of the top of the church in his belly.
Yeah. It does. So yes. And it is another frustrating aspect is this is not a boss you can damage, except after it's done, it's round of attacks, and then you can hit the bell, which he will just sit there and wait for. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you can hit its tongue where it's got a big gross wound thing. Two-Toe Tom looks great, and I like the story to a degree. It's not as good as Rhubarb and Barry or whatever his name was, but
Benji.
This fight is trash. Like, this was, to me, solidified like, oh, this is like not a well-made game. And again, I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's got moments where it's got parts where it's really fun and the story are keeping me going, to where you get to a bad part of the game and it's like, yeah, I'll just push through this. And it's fine. Like, overall, at this point, I'd still call it like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 game. But like, boy, you hit these parts where you're just like, this sucks. This is a shitty game.
I'm excited to see how that number score. I'm excited to see how that number score changes with each subsequent chunker that we do, to see if it goes up or down.
I bet it stays right around here, unless I really start to dislike the plot. Like, it's really, the world and the story are keeping me going. It's good. It's really good. But the gameplay, I feel like I've kind of seen it all at this point, right? Like, we're not going to talk about it tonight, but we've seen the next phase of the skill tree, and it's definitely just like does more damage. Okay, you're just gonna be doing this. In a way, it makes me happy it's a 10-hour game.
Yeah, I think it's about the right length.
Yeah, it feels like the proper length for a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have cut out half of the fucking abilities and just like made use of what they had and not be like,
more focused experience,
you can wall run, but only like once every 2 hours or so, and really only in these very specific points that make you wonder what the fuck we're doing here. You know what? The double jump and the glide, really fucking good and satisfying. When you nail like a long jump with that double jump and glide, feels good. We didn't even talk about the hook thing where you like fucking tether to something far away and then get zapped towards it, because there's nothing to talk about, because there's always another one right there. Like, it's nothing. It's just traversal. It's just
a grapple.
It's a grapple, fun. But it's not like a good grapple that makes you like do anything or work for it. Like, it's just there and you hit the button and you're good. It's nothing. All right, Jim, what happens after we destroy Two-Toed Tom's wound and get, spoiler for something I'm about to say, eaten up by Two-Toed Tom?
Yeah, Two-Toed Tom eats us, gobbles us up. We go into his tummy. We see the pig that he ate, which is still alive.
Yes, the pig is still alive. Thank you. I love you, pig.
Just still floating around in the tire in his tummy. We find the wound, we heal it, he spits us back up, and by gosh, we're right in front of our trailer. What a quinky dink.
What a quinky dink. Why is there red strings all over the trailer, Jim?
Ooh, that's a hallmark of Huggin' Molly.
And our mom must be inside, right? Because she, I think, got washed away in a trailer 2 days ago and is probably still sitting inside waiting for us. That's what I do in an emergency
game over.
situation is sit
Yeah.
in my
That's what they tell. That's
wet,
what they say you should do. If you're
flooded
lost, you should
trailer.
just stay right where you are.
Yep.
Are you lost if you're in like a county that you live in that you know and you've been pushed, let's say, like 3 miles down the river?
It's a good question.
If I was
I guess if you're waiting to be
pushed-
rescued, I think it would depend on
Yeah.
your circumstances.
Well,
Do
that's
you
why you
think that
guys
if you
would be
were
eaten
put
by two-toed
3
Tom.
miles away from your house, you could find your way home. Like
Yeah.
no phones.
I've
no
lived here for a long
GPS.
time, though, so I know the area pretty well.
I think I would be pretty disoriented if I woke up somewhere 3 miles away from my house. Like if you could go 3 miles in one direction and kind of be out in the country, I could wake up in a cornfield somewhere.
Oh no! Then there would be a clown in the cornfield.
Oh
If
wow!
If I got transported 3 miles away, I would either be in the water, in which case I would be very lost, admittedly, or I would be in Tampa, in which case I could figure it out.
I did see a video of a woman in Clearwater who took off all her clothes and went into the water for like 20 minutes to try to avoid the police, and she seemed to have a pretty nice time. Like she was tired when she got out, but she was floating pretty
Was
well.
she successful?
No, they did get her.
Oh. Wow, sad ending.
Yeah, it was sad.
And the cops eventually found her in the water. She swam for 2 hours to avoid the cops.
Well, first
So-
they found her in like a little mangrove tree, but she'd taken her clothes off. That's
a good place to hide.
Encourage her to get redressed,
Amazing.
and she would not. And then she just went swimming away.
Honestly, it's not a great
She was
place to
having
hide.
fun.
Like, they're big, fat roots, but they're like really thick and spread apart. So it's not like you're not visible.
Yeah. Well, she told them that they couldn't see her, so they could though.
I don't know how to respond to that. So we find our trailer home, and Mom is not there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we talked to Catfish, and we were like, Mom's not here, but all we have is this like red yarn everywhere. And he's like, oh, red yarn, that means Huggin' Molly's been here. And you're like, who's Huggin' Molly? Where can I find Huggin' Molly? How do I get to Huggin' Molly? And he's like, I don't know, but someone who might know is that grandma of yours, Bunny Flood.
I don't think he knows that she's Hazel's grandmother. But anyway,
No,
Yeah, he does.
doesn't at this point.
Oh, I thought you told him already.
You tell him later.
Like on the way to the house?
no,
No, after.
Oh, you tell him after?
after.
Why don't you tell him before?
Why don't we talk about that next week on
Okay.
Square Roots?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that's the end of this chunker. Matt, what are you squarely against?
Next time on Square Roots.
Oh, I guess we'll
Oh.
play too.
End of chapter 11.
Sure.
Sure.
There we go.
Sure.
We'll make this a 3-episode, 3-chunk series.
Three for madness.
Anyway, let's talk about what we are squarely against, and I'll start us off. This game's junky. Janky.
It's a game
It's
for
janky.
junkies.
I like janky to some degree, but it's less fun when it's constantly fucking you up. So I'm squarely against the jank. Ooh, I'm also squarely against Hazel's mom's terrifying eyes. For some reason, some of the character models have eye pupils. Is that it? Irises? What's what on an eye? What's the colored part of the
Iris, a
eye?
pupil, cornea.
For some reason, some character models have eyeballs that are like like corneas that are so big that they literally encompass the entirety of the eye, other than like little slits of white on the inside and outside, and they look like weird aliens, and I don't like it. Hazel doesn't. Lots of them don't. But some of them do, like Hazel's mom, and it creeps me out, and I don't like it. What about you, Vanessa? What are you squarely against?
I'm roundly for the soundtrack. We've talked about it a little bit. Probably not enough to really emphasize how actually very, very, very good this is. All of the music is wonderful. The songs, they do, some of them are absolute bangers. Some of them are not quite as strong, but all of them I think are good. And I like that they do it. I think it adds something interesting, and I think that, music can be such a conveyor of place and culture, and that they do a really good job of setting the Louisiana scene by bringing music in, because that's such an important part of Louisiana. Jim, what are you squarely against?
I'm roundly for the voice performances in this game. I think Hazel's is really good. I think Catfish's is amazing. And I can't think of a character in this game that we've met so far that hasn't had a really good voice performance. So I think those are good across the board.
Yeah. And I would say that even if you don't want to play this game, although maybe I should have said this at the beginning, just watch a video game playthrough of it without commentary.
Watch your Let's Play.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's a good atmosphere, good songs. It's worth watching, I think.
All right, well, that's it for this chunker of South of Midnight. I think we have all yet to level up, so I will ask Vanessa how she leveled up.
Well, I continue my watchathon, my October spookathon watchathon. And this week I have watched I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025.
Whoa, what did I do last summer? Tell me.
I guess rehash something from the 90s, because that's what this is doing. It is one of those soft reboots with some characters from the original franchise and some new characters. It was not good, and I didn't like it. It wasn't that it was a rehash. It's just it didn't quite, it wasn't edited quite right. The characters would kind of bounce around and the action would bounce around, and it didn't seem to flow where they were one moment to the next, which I think is a pretty big deal in a slasher horror film. You need to be able to follow where people are going and why they're doing things.
I would go so far as to say the original is not very good.
It wasn't one of the top movie. I mean, it was kind of following in Scream's wake, as I recall. And I don't think it quite nailed it the way that Scream did.
There was a flood of those teen slashers post Scream, like this and Urban Legend and
The Faculty.
Those types of movies. The Faculty, yeah.
And I also watched Canadian classic, maybe the most important piece of Canadian cinema ever, Ginger Snaps.
Whoa.
Which I'd heard of for a long time, but had never gotten around to watching. And I thought it was all right. I think it was made in 2000, something like that. It has a bit of that 90s nihilism left in it.
It has it feels like a grunge movie, like a grunge vampire movie is what it feels like to me. It's it has that really grungy, suburban grunge aesthetic.
Yeah, the aesthetic. I did like how unapologetically Canadian it was. A lot of movies are filmed in Canada. Not a lot of movies are set in Canada. They were allowed to say sorry and go to their house, which I thought was good. And I also watched.
I think it's interesting, the werewolf curse is a metaphor for getting your period or hitting puberty.
Yeah, it was interesting. Werewolves aren't my particular bailiwick. I'm not a dog person, so I didn't feel as drawn to it in that sense. But it was well done. And I also watched the movie that's tearing up the nation, All the kids are dressing as it for Halloween. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Whoa,
Wow,
was
what
it
did you think
good?
of that?
I thought it was all right. I wasn't like, I didn't object to anything that it did. It was basically what I thought it would be going in. Like, the plot did not really surprise me. There weren't really twists. It's about a group of girls, and basically every story about groups of girls has them friends, and then they break up a little bit for some reason, and then they get back together. The end. And it followed that. It was funny in places. I made me miss hand-drawn animation. Like, it looked good, but it was very CGI in some places, and I wished I could see more of an artist hand, what it had going on. But I enjoyed it. I didn't feel the need to go listen to the soundtrack or anything like that. But I think that a lot of people do. It's very, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
You kids
Mega
into the
popular.
K-pop Demon Hunter stuff? They watching
No.
that stuff?
Not mine.
Haley was, I tried to watch with her early on when it came out, and she was very dismissive. And then a friend made her watch it, and she loved it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Netflix property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that this was like, I think maybe like a DreamWorks film that they, or Sony, I think it was Sony. Sony made this and they're like, this sucks. We don't want this. And then they just kind of offloaded it to Netflix, and then it became this huge like youth culture phenomenon.
Yeah, and I
Interesting.
think they it was on streaming first, and then they released it into theaters, which is
Yeah.
really unusual.
Yeah, for like a
Now
week
they
or two,
have-
though.
Yeah.
It wasn't a huge release.
Now they have sing-along versions and things like
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know in my neighborhood Buy Nothing group, people have been like, my kid wants to dress as the K-pop Demon Hunter for Halloween. Can you please help me with costume bits and things? So, yeah, they love it.
Nice.
I hope I see some little kids dressed as K-pop Demon Hunters trick-or-treating at my house.
Ooh, maybe you will.
Maybe I will. Maybe it will be you. I'll never know.
My K-pop Demon Hunter costume.
I'll never know because your costume will be so good.
That's right.
Jim, how did you level up?
I went and saw a movie called The Black Phone 2.
Oh.
And it sucks.
Oh, no.
It's really bad. I didn't like it at all.
I think last week I mentioned that I watched Black Phone and did not understand how it could have a sequel. And it sounds like they didn't understand either.
The movie does a terrible job justifying its own existence. Like, the story is really stupid. The writing is really, really bad. And one thing I liked about the first one is that you get those like psychic sequences that the sister has that are really like eerie and like non-linear and like it's really creepy. I swear half of number 2 is that. It's like half
just
the
those
movie.
sequences.
Just taking place in her dreams. Half the movie takes place in this girl's dreams. And Ethan Hawke's grabber character is basically Freddy Krueger, who like attacks her while she's sleeping. And the setup for the movie is stupid. The writing is terrible. So the movie takes place, these kids like somehow get a job and get snowed in at this like summer camp where they think like the grabber's spirit is or whatever. And this camp has a stable, and the stable hand is this like really attractive teenage girl that the protagonist boy is interested in. But because she's like a ranch girl, they make her say the stupidest like hick Western farm language. Like at one point she's trying to recruit some other like camp staff people to go help her like find someone who's missing, and she's like, fine, y'all can be barn sour and stay in your cabin if you want to. And it's like, you're in Colorado. You're 17 years old. It was just really annoying. I thought the movie was pretty terrible. Yeah, that's it for me. Matt, how did you level up?
Hey, I finished another book I had read and just started this one last week. I read How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying and enjoyed it, and I read the sequel everyone wants to rule the world except me. And I also really enjoyed it. It was a nice, tight little duology, which I really appreciated. I know not everybody agrees with this. It's just a personal thing, but I am well burnt out on long-running series that go on for years and years. So it's nice to find just like 2 books that tell a story. And I thought it did a good job tying up the loose ends from the first book, explaining the situation, revealing the villain, let's say, and making them interesting and not super cliched. I don't think I liked it as much as the first one. It kind of the first one was kind of about this person that goes out and has to become the Dark Lord and die trying. And then the second one was kind of like, let's go back and deal with the human side of things, the normie side of things. And it was just less interesting, but still fun and funny and like quick and a good time. So I enjoyed that. That was a fun, they're very dark humor, edgelordy humor, you could say. So if that's not your cup of tea, you're not going to enjoy it. But I liked them, and if you like fantasy and that type of thing and modern stuff, you'll like it. It was good. And my other thing to mention is that I started watching another YouTube channel, because apparently that's what I do with my life now. I think last week I mentioned Sir Superhero, who posts kind of like long form video essays on Marvel, not just Marvel, but different comic book storylines, amongst other things. For example, a big 2-hour long video about Venom and the history of Venom and like the cosmology of Venom, because it's gotten weird over the years and where it's at now. I really like it. But that's a relatively newer channel and there's not a ton of content on there. I've kind of watched through all of that. So I wanted to bring up another one that I found called Comics Explained that also posts extremely long videos that kind of will walk through popular and famous storylines. So, for example, today I watched a series about the Infinity Gauntlet that was like 2.5 hours long and kind of walked through the story, but also I thought very smartly explained kind of where things had come from and things in the future that affected it and changed it. And I was able to catch a lot of little things that, even though I've read that series before, I also watched one on Secret War, the original Marvel crossover book that was really smartly able to explain some things that I kind of didn't know before, like just little things that you wouldn't know unless you had read every fucking Marvel comic leading up to that, which I certainly had not. And it's pretty fun, actually. Comics Explained was the channel. I liked it a lot. I think if you're into comic books, you could check it out. For me, it's almost like putting on a movie that you don't really have to look at that much because it's mostly, audio with like some panels across the screen. But like, it's almost like rereading a book in some ways, or a series or something like that. But being able to do that in a video and not picking up and reading a comic book, which probably isn't great, but I don't know.
That's how I feel when I listen to video game lore videos.
Yeah, it's like, very similar.
I can revisit this story and not have to like play a 20-hour game.
Yeah, it's very similar. I watched Secret War, and I watched Infinity Gauntlet, and the follow-up, which I think was Infinity War, and which I don't think I'd read, but whatever, it's super old. And then a few other ones. In fact, I watched one on the series Doomsday Clock, which came out a couple of years ago. It was a slow release schedule, so it took a few years to come out. I had not read it. I was not planning on reading it. I was not particularly interested in it. That was the kind of sequel to Watchmen. And this guy had like a 2.5 or 3 hour video where he really broke down the whole thing from like issue 1 to issue 12, every plot point, everything. And it was very much like reading it, but not reading it, which, I don't know, like I said, it's probably not great. But for something like that I'm like, I wasn't going to read this anyway. I would have read it because fucking sequel to Watchmen, who needs it? But I really thought it was actually pretty great, and I might get a copy of it just myself to actually read. It's cool. So that's just something fun. If you're like me, particularly if you work from home and you just like to have noise on while you're working, boy, it was perfect. And this guy, Comic Explained, has thousands of videos at this point, so I will probably continue watching through that stuff for the next little while. Anyway, that is how I leveled up. And before we go, we did get an email this week, but for fuck's sake, I don't want to read it. We'll read it next week.
It was a nice email, and we look forward to reading it.
Whoa, hold on. I have some hot entertainment news coming.
It's too late.
Oh, wow.
They announced a reboot of The Muppet Show.
Doop, doop, doop,
Again?
doop, doop. Is that just the one-off, though? I saw they were doing a special with
Oh,
Sabrina.
it is this. Is it? Oh, it is a special with Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
boy.
that's the one.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. It'd be good to see more Muppets anyway. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us... Oh, wait. I'll like to explain our Patreon first. Patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast, where we have all of our bonus content. We're going to have a fun Final Fantasy bonus coming up at the end of this month. We're also going to be dropping some hot Halloween content a little bit later. So keep an eye out for that. You can have access to all that content at the $3 subscription tier. At the $5 level, you can access all that content and vote on games that we play on the show. Our next game after South of Midnight is the result of a vote. That is going to be Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door. Another benefit of being a patron is we like to thank some of them on the air every week. I'm going to start us this week by thanking Florian Jonas Kramer, Sean Walsh, Dr. Fine Say Everyone's Name, Seth G., and Daniel Wood.
I'd like to thank Brian Pitt, Jake Dickerson, Eric Pidkamy, Johnny Five Alive, and RP Siege.
And I'd like to thank Jaybird, Breegirth, Wash in the Wind, Loafing Around, and Chris Rains.
All right, that's it for this episode. If you'd like to send us an email, squareitspodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Blue Sky, squareitspod.bsky.social, or hit us up in either of those places for a link to our Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes. All right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
And I'm Vanessa. Come home soon,
Bye.
Johnny. Bye.
Bye.